time would the main event be?
I don't know.
So we can look.
I don't know. We'll find out. That's all recorded.
That's how we do.
What's going on, man? How you been?
All right.
Good.
Busy day.
Good. Good. That
How
was
you been?
that was rhetorical. I didn't really care.
So yeah, I knew that from last time, so I didn't go into it any further.
No, most times when I ask people though, how are you? I am genuinely asking, how are you? If I say, how was your day? I don't care. That's just an invite for you to start telling me shit that I don't care about. Like, man, got this wart on my ass and it's just fucking oozing. And I'm like, dude, no thanks. I'm out. So that's all. Quick question for you.
Oh Lord.
Don't be that way. How old are you right now? 41?
42.
42?
Wait, 41.
Yeah, you're turning 42 in December. You at 42, do you think you could beat up 20-year-old you from 22 years ago?
Honestly, I think I can. I think I'm bigger and stronger. I would be a little bit faster, but I don't know. I think not even that I have fight experience. It's just more experience in life, I think. Yeah. What about you?
My grandfather's got experience in life too. I will fuck that old dude up.
It's not what I hear.
Well, ask him how bad he got choked out.
All right. I can't wait to see him again.
No, he brings that up, and I hate it. I hate when he brings that
Was he
shit
like,
up.
remember when you choked me out?
No, like when he found out I was going to therapy, he was like, so he was making a joke where I was like, so did you tell your therapist about when you choked me? I was like, no, should I? Your therapist, should I give that information?
Like, actually, I did, and they kind of agreed with what I did.
You signed a waiver, bitch. You adopted me. You knew what you're getting into. Me now versus me then, I would say definitely yes, because I train. But if I weren't, if I didn't have any knowledge of jiu-jitsu or any kind of martial arts, I think 20-year-old me would stomp a mud hole in 43-year-old me pretty impressively. But since I know how to fight, I fuck that dude up. Like, I would beat that dude's ass. He would try to wrestle me. I would knee him right in his fucking chest. And then as soon as he hits that Rick James, I think I'm bleeding inside my chest, darkness. I take him down to the ground, take him to deep waters, and wait till it gets dark. That's fucked up. I'd kill my past self, and I wouldn't exist. Or maybe it'd be that multiverse shit.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta exist too. Or
see, I don't know.
Back to the Future style, where you start disappearing from pictures.
See, that's how I feel about time travel. But in Avengers Endgame, when Nebula shot her past self, she was straight. Wasn't nothing wrong. I was like, that's not how time travel works. I don't know how it really works because we don't travel in time like that.
Yeah, it would be really weird to think about. Like, there's just constantly a different timeline that you can be on, and
so that's what they're implying. And I don't know. I don't know if the rest of the world saw the Spider-Man trailer that finally released that everybody's been clamoring about, and only thing they told us in the trailer is shit that we already knew.
I remember you talking about how it being somewhat vague.
I loved it.
Yeah.
I love that it was vague.
So it's Tom Holland again?
Yeah. It's been heavily rumored that Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield will both come back as, their Spider-Man. And the thing that I like is they didn't show them in the trailer, which is great because it was never confirmed if they're going to be there. But their villains are. So, because Jamie Foxx was confirmed to come back as Electro. Alfred Molina has obviously been confirmed to come back as Dr. Octopus. It was rumored that Willem Dafoe would be back as Green Goblin. And you see the Goblin Bomb, but we don't know if that's his or Dane DeHaan from the Amazing Spider-Man films. So I don't know.
The other Spider-Man would be in the movie?
Correct.
As Spider-Man?
Correct.
Because they're different in time?
Different universes. This is opening up the multiverse in comics. So
I gotta get used to that.
Dude, no, you don't. This shit is dumb. As a comic book fan, reading books with the multiverse, it was frustrating. And seeing everybody getting excited, yeah, the multiverse. People who, didn't read, yeah, give me the multiverse. It's like, no, it sucked then. It's going to suck now. Like, the only thing that I think would be cool is there are, like, rumored actors who were supposed to play different roles. Like, John Krasinski, he auditioned for Captain America. I think he actually won the role, but then he dropped out. Tom Cruise was considered for Iron Man. Emily Blunt, who is John Krasinski's wife in real life, she was supposed to be Black Widow, but I think she dropped out to do Gulliver's Travels, or whatever the fuck it's called, with Jack Black, I think. And I'd love it if they brought back Ed Norton as Hulk. Like, it'd be interesting to see them just not necessarily do a movie with them, but, kind of have flashes or glimpses of those characters or those actors in the suits and just kind of run from there. I don't think anybody gave a fuck about Hawkeye, so there probably wasn't an alternate Hawkeye.
So I'm trying to think, if I understand, I guess, the different universe. So how do they cross paths?
So, based on the trailer, so the Loki show on Disney Plus kind of kicked the door open for that. I don't want to go into explain that because it's complex and I know I'm going to fuck it up. But basically, at the end in Avengers Endgame, Loki gets the Tesseract, disappears. Loki was supposed to move forward, go to Asgard. He's a prisoner. Eventually, gets killed by Thanos. At the end of Endgame, he goes to, I guess he fucks up the time joint. He goes to the Time Variant Authority, which they're basically there to make sure that shit doesn't get fucked up by things like him. So ultimately, he and a variant version of himself, a female version actually, they kill the guy who's behind all of it, the man behind the curtain, if you will. And it branches off the multiverse because now there are different possibilities that he was kind of keeping contained. He's no longer there, so all that shit can happen now. Also, in WandaVision, which took place last January, she kind of did some fucking around too, mess with the multiverse. The next Doctor Strange movie is called Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. So the multiverse is obviously going to be a big thing. The next Ant-Man movie is called Quantumania, and that's going to involve all this shit too. So it's going to be a lot of goofy shit going on. I don't know how crazy they're going to get with it, but everybody's like, dude, this is the perfect way to bring in the X-Men, which I agree. But everybody wants X-Men right now, and it's like, relax. Just chill. People are so impatient. You know that? Fucking bitches, yo. But I didn't come here to talk about Spider-Man and his amazing friends. Dude, I hope somebody gets that reference. Do you get that reference?
I mean, wasn't that a show?
Fuck yeah. Love you, dude.
I'm like, it sounded...
Cheers.
It's one of those questions you can trick me. Like, I feel like this is easier than it should be, but...
Yeah, I mean, but for some it isn't. So I didn't come here to talk about Spider-Man and his amazing friends. I came here to talk beer, football, TV shows, Slave House. I can't wait to talk about that. I'll clue you in a bit. And I got a Yahoo free draft at 10:30.
We're gonna crush that shit.
I mean, the first 4 rounds are gonna kill it. That's it. It might go fast. Well, I mean, we'll do the pick and then just come back to conversing.
We should do later too a free league and just see how that team does and update it.
That's what this is.
Oh, this is the actual draft. I thought it was a mock draft.
No, so I thought about doing a mock draft, and I was like, well, the damage is done now. Already signed up. So this is the Colompton. I'll change the name because I just put it as I just made the name like right before you walked. And I was like, oh shit, I don't have a name. Mid-Atlantic Panic. You know me. So anyhow,
Matt.
Let's jump into this beer.
All right, first beer of the day. It's by a company called Evolution Craft Brewing Company. Shows Evo on the can. The beer is called Pine Haple Pineapple Indian Pale Ale. They're actually out of
You could just
Salisbury.
say IPA.
Salisbury, Maryland. So we got another Maryland beer. This is the first beer we've had by this company, but I have seen this logo, but I don't know that I've had it in the store. I think I've had it in draft before. Family owned and operated, it says. So there you go. But it's a pineapple and citrus IPA. And the important things for us, 6.8%.
That's fair.
What do you think of it?
I like it. I dig it. I didn't think I was going to, but I do.
It had a really strong smell at first. That was different.
I've met some girls like that.
Well, you know what they say, if you eat pineapple, it's supposed to make things taste better.
I mean, I don't taste my own jizz, but
I think girls are supposed to as well.
My wife's allergic to pineapple. It will actually kill her.
Well, damn, that sucks for you.
Nah, she tastes delicious. I don't know what it's gonna be like when she's 40. It might be suspect. I'm still waiting. Got another year.
Sometimes things taste better of age, right?
Yeah, I guess that's what they
Wine.
say. I can only say this because I don't know.
Does it even taste better though, wine with age?
I don't think
feel
it
like
does.
It just gets more potent.
Yeah, I think it gets more potent. We did a wine tasting, quote unquote, at my buddy's house. I think I told the story here where everybody's like tasting wine and like sniffing it and doing all this wild shit, and I'm just slamming that shit like fucking shots. And they're like, "No, Dante, you're supposed to taste it and give a score." I was like, "Yeah, okay, pour me another one." Slam it again. I was like, "Shit, I forgot. Give me another one." By the time we got to the fourth wine, that was done. I don't know how to trash.
Drink wine. I can't sip wine.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so even the wine in my mug over here that says "World's Best BJJ Account," 2 J's, not one. That's
World's best BJ account.
Look, I'm not gay, but if I were, I'm pitching, not catching. I don't know how that works with blowjobs though. So, but I know I'm not giving one. Dude, we're not even 15 minutes in.
So someone right before I left a baptism earlier, Juan was like, he's got to record his podcast, and they're like, "What's your podcast about?" And I was like,
"You don't want to know."
I mean, we tend to go off the rails pretty quick. There's like a warning. They're like, this didn't seem like the right person to listen to, so I warned them, and they're just like, "Oh, like what?" And I was like, it could be anything.
Yeah, most episodes aren't too bad though. When I really think
we've
about
gotten
it,
better because we've been more aware of like short edit time.
Oh, I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about being aware. It's just like I haven't really had anything fucked up to say lately. I tried last time I was on Nerd Rage a couple weeks ago. I went on there to promote the show because I'm on a promotion tour for us. You're welcome. And I was trying to describe the show, and I just couldn't. They were like, "So what's it about?" I was like, I don't really know."
The best way to describe it is happy hour. It's like the things you would talk about in happy hour amongst friends.
I don't know if some of this shit on here is shit I would talk about at happy hour. Maybe, I don't know.
We'd probably ramble about sports. And
yeah, maybe.
Movies.
We're looking at the dry race board probably, but
yeah, back to this beer real quick.
Yeah.
We move on. This is I think it's really smooth.
Yeah, it is.
I do recommend this beer for anyone to try, but I highly recommend it cold because when I first bought it, I took a quick drink of it and it tasted very different when it's not cold. Not good when it's cold.
Yeah, this is a little
now
chilled.
I'm like, it's really, really good.
It's a little chilled and I'm okay with it. I'm sure if it was cold, I'd love it.
On a 6.8, it's very, I think I said very smooth. Wouldn't say that I necessarily taste pineapple.
No.
Tropical.
But I would go to the bar, drink a bunch of this, and then try to get a blowjob.
Yeah, this would.
And I would tell them I've been
be
drinking
a fun
pineapple
one
juice.
To drink at the bar because it's 6.8, and you're like, "Oh, this is smooth." And you're like,
"Yeah."
Next thing you know, we're standing on the bar dancing.
Settle
Probably
down.
not,
I'm not a white chick.
Probably go walk to the hookah bar and get.
Like pull on a fly trap and try to turn on the lights with it. Yeah, no.
Drop a sandwich into the bay.
That shit was wild. I tried. So what's the scores?
You want me to go first?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
I think this is pretty solid. I'm going to give it a 7.4.
I was thinking about that range too. I was thinking like 7.3, 7.4. Let's go. Let's book it 7.4s.
All right. This might be our first match.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, I don't got to calculate nothing.
Oh, fuck that. Hold on. Let me change this shit up now. But nah, that's solid. So let's just go ahead and jump into the NFL now. Let's just get this out the way. I'm excited to talk about Slave House.
All
So
right, we'll go faster with these NFL. This is our last divisions, the East of the AFC. Which would you rather do, AFC or NFC?
let's save the NFC
NFC
least
'cause that is the most interesting
for last.
division because I have a lot of silly things to say about them.
So does everybody else.
All right, so we'll go AFC East. I'm gonna start with the Bills.
Yeah, just do alphabetical. Like, why do you keep flipping pages?
I got notes on different side, but the Bills were 13-3. These notes, by the way, are just off my memory, so it's like
At least you have notes. I'm just about to free ball this.
Because I don't want to think in my head like, okay. They were 13-3. They lost in the AFC Championship, I believe, to Kansas City.
Project.
The thing looking at Buffalo's roster is, I think Josh Allen is amazing. He made that team.
Mm-hmm.
They have Stephon Diggs, who was huge and now is considered maybe even a top 3 receiver. Elite. But looking at the rest of their team, it's like this team shouldn't have been 13-3.
They don't got a Thurman Thomas?
Running backs, here's their running backs. Devin Singletary, Zach Moss. Does that strike any fear in you? Nope.
Okay.
You got Stephon Diggs, and then you got, honestly, he is really underrated and really good. Cole Beasley.
I know. Yeah.
Then after that, John Brown, he's just speedy, nothing spectacular. I don't even know their other receivers.
I mean,
Tight end, they got Dawson Knox, who's super athletic. He hasn't done too much. And their defense is solid.
Hey, let's put some fillers out there. Try to get like like an actual producer, so someone could just pull these fucking types of notes up for us.
Yeah.
Like I have an iPad right here.
We had someone that wanted to, but said they couldn't tonight.
Okay. Well, that sucks. Oh well.
Yeah, I like how we say and yeah a lot.
Well, dude, listen to Off the Mats. I edit all that shit out.
Yeah.
That's. It took me 40 minutes to edit the first 10 minutes of the most recent episode of Off the Mats because of all the ums and yes and buts.
It's funny as I wrote myself a note on the receiver that they added, and I can't read my writing. So, but anyways, their secondary is ridiculous on defense. They got 2 beast safeties, Micah Hyde. He's one of them. They got Tre'Davious White, one of the best corners in the league. 13-3. Again, looking at the roster, I'm like kind of surprised how good they are, and I feel like a lot of it's their passing game that's beast. These running backs don't strike any fear. How do you think they're gonna do? 13-3. They were obviously the division winners.
Let's see here.
I don't see them falling off at all.
Let me pull up their schedule real quick. See what we got going for them. All right, so they open up against the Steelers.
You know what? So,
but they're at home.
I do want to change. We did a Steelers prediction. I don't remember what I did, but I saw Ben play the other day, and Ben looked friggin' phenomenal and threw like 2 touchdowns in like a
preseason.
It's preseason, but I was expecting him to have that
against who?
Peyton Manning arm for his last year.
Against who though?
I don't remember.
Okay.
It was just he was.
It's a high school team down the street. Okay.
I just think the Steelers could be better than I initially thought because they were decent last year. It all depends on
I
Ben's
want
health.
them to be better. Like I secretly like the Steelers. Not like as a fan, I
like
don't cheer
Ben.
for them, but
Ben's a
I've
good
always
quarterback.
liked the Steelers. But they open up against the Steelers at home. I think they can win that game. It's at home. Then they go to Miami.
That could be tough.
That could be a tough game.
We have Miami to talk about.
That's a tough game, but I think they can beat Miami. It's just I don't know though. Then they welcome the Washington football team. So we already marked that off as a win for Washington.
But when we get to Washington, they have a really tough schedule.
Then the Texans.
Oh, that's a win.
Then they go to Kansas City.
I would have Kansas City winning that.
So right now, if I had to go off of their schedule right now, I've got them at 3-2. I think
Yeah,
they
I don't
think
think
they
they're
lose
gonna
that
be
Miami
13
game.
and 3.
No. Then
They
they get
gotta play the
then they play the
Patriots twice.
Titans right after Kansas
Ooh,
City
Titans are gonna be better
in
this year.
Tennessee. So I think we might be looking at a back-to-back loss there, or actually, yeah, back-to-back loss. Then they play Miami again, which I think they beat Miami this time. Then they play Jacksonville, the Jets, probably going to win both of those. Then they play the Colts. That could be
The
tough.
Colts would have been tough, but
That
they
could be
are
tough.
missing their quarterback.
Oh wait, never mind. Yeah. All right. So they win 3 in a row there. Then they play the Saints.
Depends how many interceptions Winston throws.
That's a hit or miss. Then they play the Patriots.
And the Patriots are going to be a different team this year.
And then after that, they play the Bucks.
Ooh.
I don't know. Buffalo. That's a tough. Then they got the Panthers, the Patriots again, the Falcons, and the Jets. So I think they
And the
might
season
be.
pretty well.
Yeah, I would
Besides that
say
Bucks game.
12-5. That seems like a reasonable number for them.
I'm gonna say 11-6.
Jeez, man.
But I think it's
I want to say 11-6, but I think if they didn't have the extra game, I don't think they're a 10-6 team. I think they're definitely an 11-win team.
So this one, I don't have too much to say because it's gonna be pretty shitty. The Jets, they were 2-14.
You don't know how to do things alphabetically,
And
do
you
you?
know the two quarterbacks that were drafted this year that for sure are gonna start are Trevor Lawrence and Zach Wilson probably. I don't think Zach Wilson has any competition that I've heard of. He's in a shitty situation.
Oh well.
So, receiver wise, they still got Jamison Crowder over there. They just signed Corey Davis, who's like the Tennessee #2. He has potential. He's never had anything like a breakout year yet. He's had some breakout games. Tight ends, they have that dude Chris Hendron, who's always supposed to be really good.
Mm.
And then he's not though. He's always projected to be well. Their running backs are Tevin Coleman and LaMichael Perine.
Dude, I checked out a long time ago.
I mean, all these players, I'm like, Crowder was okay. Elijah Moore, I think, is a young player that was last year they drafted who could potentially be the new slot guy. I think they do have some decent defensive players, and if I remember right, I'm pretty sure that C.J. Mosley was one of their big players. They signed from the Ravens but opted out last year. And he had signed a big contract. And I think that is a pretty decent. They have a few decent defensive players, but they have a new coach this year, new quarterback, Zach Wilson. I just don't see who's going to throw to.
They're winning 6 games.
Damn, that's pretty good. So from 2-14 to 6.
Yeah, they got 6. I just looked at their schedule. They got 6.
I must
Easy.
play the Texans twice.
They played the Texans 6 times.
Dang, so 6 wins. I'm going to go. I'm trying to do the new math. I think they
Common Core?
stay at 2. I'm going to go 2-15.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
I mean, I literally don't see. I don't even see a starter on their team.
Okay. All right. Well, that's fine.
All right, we got the Patriots left. Who do you want to go next?
Well, I wanted to go with
Dolphins.
Miami
Let's
because
go
alphabetical order. I know the alphabet, and
Patriots
would have been
are gonna
next.
swing. The Dolphins got an asterisk next to them. So the Dolphins last year, by the way, went from 5-11 to 10-6. Didn't seem like they had a super team or anything to do that with. They barely missed the playoffs, by the way. I think they needed to win, and they didn't. They changed their quarterbacks all throughout the year. They had Fitzpatrick, and ultimately got rid of him this year to have Tua. The asterisk. Did I say that right? Something weird. Asterisk
Is asterisk.
Asterisk is, I think they're the favorites now to possibly trade for Watson. So if they get Deshaun Watson, that changes a lot.
Yeah, because he's going to
If
Miami.
he can play.
You know how many women are down there for him to do horrible, horrible things to?
That's true. But
He shouldn't go there.
so
He
Tua's
should definitely go to
second year,
Denver.
It's weird because they basically were like believing in Tua. That's why they got rid of Fitzpatrick, because I think that made Tua uncomfortable. But then if they get Watson, I think it's clearly done for Tua there. Running back wise,
Which is fucked up.
Myles Gaskin, he was decent. They picked up Malcolm Brown. He was from the Rams. They did upgrade a receiver big time. So last year it was Devontae Parker, and they had Preston Williams get hurt, so he's coming back. Preston Williams is a big receiver, but they drafted Jalen Waddle. That's the dude who played with Tua in college. So we don't know if he's good. But then they picked up Will Fuller. So he's a speed guy from the Texans. Why the Texans, I think, aren't going to win a game, possibly. But I think, Fuller's coming off a suspension, but I think it's only one game because he already served.
They're winning 7 games.
7? Wow.
Looked at their schedule. They got 7.
I'm going to go 10-7.
You're going to go 10-7? I'm going 7-10.
Which, by the way, they had a solid defense. They have a good tight end. I see on offense, they got a lot of weapons.
That's why I got them winning 7. Because they've got a pretty tough schedule.
All right, Patriots. So the Patriots, their big news was they drafted Mac Jones, but I believe Cam Newton's going to start, and obviously the preseason doesn't tell much, but Cam looks far better than he did last year. But remember, Cam Newton looked really good that first game, even the second game of last year, how they were running the ball, and then, he was horrendous last year. The big thing at the Patriots, they got now 2 beast tight ends, which they like having those tight ends. So they got Hunter Henry and Juju Smith. Wide receiver wise, there's no one even worth mentioning to me. I don't know how good their receivers are. Running backs, they had Damian Harris, who was pretty good. I think they just traded Sonny Michel, but he wasn't. I think he was on the decline. And then they got James White, who freaking catches a million passes and pretty much plays receiver out of the backfield.
11-6.
I believe, too, I think they had several defensive players last year opt out. And I know one was Dante Hightower. They have one of the best corners. They're actually both corners. I didn't know this. The second corner got 9 interceptions last year. And then they have Gilmore. I think they're going to improve. What'd you say?
I said 11-6, I think. Just looking at the schedule.
That's actually what I'm going to, 11-6, and they're going to make a run for the
There's
playoffs.
no real science or math to it.
Yeah.
It was just throwing a number out there.
We're doing this quick, but I think they're going to push for the playoffs. Again, I think the Ravens division, they could potentially have 3 teams like they did last year. So that's
possibly.
And remember, they did add a playoff spot.
I forget about that.
Yeah. So I think the Patriots are going to be pushing
too.
into that.
I'm
you
not
can't
crazy
count
about
out Bill
that.
Belichick. I know he's mad as hell from last year.
Oh yeah,
He
of
didn't make
course.
the playoffs and
and they're playing Tampa Bay.
Yeah, something's going to happen.
I
I don't even think he's going to do anything dirty, but
I think they're going to kill Tommy.
If
they're going to go out there and fuck Tom Brady up.
If he can run up the score, it'll be the Patriots might try to put up 70.
I would love it. Love it. I would love to just see them like it's the third quarter, it's 49-12, and all the starters are still out there. But that's what he used to do, though.
I want to see the Patriots come back and be good. A lot of people in our area hate the Patriots because they're Ravens fans. But I don't have that hate
what's
towards
wild
the Patriots.
is, because we went to a bunch of the games together. Were you at the game when they played the Patriots?
I don't think so. I don't think I've seen.
I can't remember.
Patriots.
I can't remember. I might have just went solo on that. I don't know. That's weird. No, I don't think I would have gone solo on that because a lot of them I went with someone. But that game, I stepped out on the balcony. You could feel the electricity in the air. The fucking balcony was shaking. I got scared and went back inside. I've been to a few Steelers games there. Never felt anything like that. What I felt at that Patriots game. They hate the Patriots here.
One game I went to that was kind of like that, but in a different way, was when Washington played there, because the Washington fans actually took over their stadium because it's a way better stadium than the Washington stadium. So we were like, oh, we got to go to this game. We
Love
watched
to
the
hear
game
it.
at a better stadium.
Mm-hmm.
Ravens
That's
fans
good.
won't want to admit it, but we took over that stadium that day. It probably wasn't majority, but it was close.
Good.
I can tell you,
Well,
my
you
section
gotta
was
think about
all Washington.
You got to think about the area though too. It's not like there's a big travel for.
That's what I mean. As a Washington fan, we'd rather go to the Ravens when we play the Ravens over anything, because their stadium's super easy to get to, super easy to get out, and it's way nicer than the Washington Stadium.
Yeah, no shit. These are facts. All right. You want to do the NFC least? All right, that's next. All right, so the East. We'll go with the East right now. Who you want to go with first?
NFC least.
Yeah.
So this is my
definitely.
favorite topic because I think this is going to be a crazy year for the NFC least, and I'm going to still call them the least.
Yeah, I've been calling them the least since.
I just want to go over. It's clear I'm a Washington fan. I think we were one of the 5 worst teams last year, but we made the playoffs at 7-9, and it's because we had one of the easiest schedules of all time. You're never going to get a schedule easier than what we had, and all of our wins were versus backup quarterbacks. Besides the Steelers, when they played the Ravens on like a Tuesday, and had to play us something like 4 or 5 days later. It was weird.
I think it was like a Tuesday to a Thursday. Oh no, it was something weird.
Situation, and it's never happened before.
Go ahead. I want to pull that
the
up.
Steelers didn't even look like they were motivated for that, because that division game is what they needed. They didn't need to beat us. And then we backed ourselves into the playoffs by beating the Eagles the last game of the season, which looked like they threw the game. We were winning. It's not to say they would have won, but they stopped trying. So,
all right. So who you want to start with then?
I think I got to start with the Eagles just because they're irrelevant, and I think they're going to be really irrelevant. So, there was some news with them. By the way, the Eagles are in rebuild mode, so they're not going to do anything this year. There's no way. I had that visitor earlier that we talked about who is an Eagles fan, and he was kind of like, and he named his team Fly Eagles Fly, and I was like, they're not going to be flying anything this year. And he said, we'll see. I was like, come on now, we'll see. Like, they're in super rebuild mode, so they got rid of Carson Wentz. New coaching staff. The most interesting thing about their coaching staff, I think their head coach is Nick Sirianni, is they're like all 30-year-olds. So there's a lot of players older than their coaches. Like, their whole staff is young. And that could be good long term, but this isn't the year. So quarterback-wise, they have Jalen Hurts and Joe Flacco. News as of yesterday, though, they just traded for the cat from Jacksonville.
Bortles or Minshew.
Gardner Minshew.
Minshew, though, that's his name. I've been calling him Minshew for all these years. That sucks. That's why I never answer my calls.
What does that tell you? All right, Jalen Hurts probably isn't our guy. Because Jalen Hurts is a great athlete. There's like videos of him squatting like a ridiculous amount as a quarterback. He can run, but he's completed like 52% of his passes, which in the NFL is horrendous. So let's say Jalen Hurts is the starter. They have Miles Sanders as running back. I actually think he's very good. Their offensive line, I think, is pretty solid. Then you got their receivers. It's pretty bad. I mean, they have Jalen Reagor, Travis Fulgham, Greg Ward. They were like probably the 3 worst receivers in the league. And I think is it Devontae Smith, the rookie, I believe they drafted.
Let's see here. I can tell you that in just a second.
Jalen Reagor was a first.
Looks like it.
He was a rookie last year, but he wasn't very good.
He was a rookie.
Right. And nowadays it's weird. Rookies are expected to blow up.
Yeah, which is fucking really bizarre.
Because receivers used to be like year threes when you see if they're really good. So I mean, he could be way good. I mean, they have a young receiving core, so maybe they're going to be good. I do know I looked up the offensive coordinator is the guy from the Chargers who developed. I guess I don't know if he couldn't have been the offensive coordinator. I would think maybe he was, but the guy with Justin Herbert. So defensively, I mean, I remember them being terrible at linebacker. I don't think they got any better. They have Fletcher Cox on the D line.
Fletcher Cox?
Yeah.
Wow.
I can never say his name, by the way. That's not even from drinking. Fletcher Cox.
I would have changed my name.
In Madden, he's ridiculous. You just throw down the offensive lineman every time. Tight end wise, I do like their tight end. Go there. So they got rid of Zach Ertz, I think, finally. Maybe he's still there. If he is there, he's not relevant anymore. But Goddard.
No, he's there.
Okay, so Goddard's the starter though now. He's pretty good. The Eagles were 4-11-1, so they got a tie last year.
Yeah, I remember that. I don't remember getting sued because I can't pull up the old schedule.
So they got rid of Wentz, which, I mean, I don't remember what they got for him, but Wentz is always hurt, and sure enough, he's hurt.
Who was number one in that draft? Was he number one, or was it Goff that was number one? Because they were 1 and 2, and they're both with new teams.
I feel like it would make more sense that Goff was number one, but I don't know. I don't remember.
I think Wentz went to North Dakota. That was the college he went to, and I think he was number 2.
Wentz has looked like a good quarterback at times, but I mean the biggest thing with him is he's been hurt multiple times. It's crazy with the Eagles. They went to the damn Super Bowl not too long ago and won.
Yeah,
their first ever, and then got rid of the coach.
2 years
later, and I feel like he was a good coach, but so their strength, I feel like their offensive. They still got Kelsey on the offensive line, and I don't see them doing very well.
So I have their schedule up, and I want to go through some of the what may seem like easy games. Let's guess.
So they do get to play everyone in the NFC least twice, which is a bonus.
So week
and they
1,
get the last place scheduled.
Week 1, they open up against the Falcons in Atlanta. What do you think happens there?
Ooh, man, Falcons are the kings of putting up 35 points and then losing.
Yeah.
To bad teams. The Falcons are interesting because I want to see that. I think the most interesting player, rookie-wise, is going to be Kyle Pitts, the tight end. Because he's, I think, the highest-rated tight end of all time coming out of college.
Yeah, probably.
So we'll see what he does.
But
I would say Atlanta, to be honest, right now.
All right. So we're going with Atlanta there. Let's see here. Panthers.
I'm going to go Panthers. I think they're a well-coached team.
Raiders. At Detroit.
Ooh. Actually, I'm going to go Detroit.
Because it's in Detroit. So they've had quite a few games in the last several years. I went to the one where I thought Detroit lost. I left, and it turns out Detroit won in overtime. But I couldn't stand the fans, Joe. The Eagles fans are fucking insufferable.
You guys got a far better running back, far better quarterback.
Broncos in Denver.
That could go either way because of their quarterback situation. I think it's. By the way, since we did this, Bridgewater was announced as the starter
for
Denver. So it was between him and
Lock.
Yeah, Drew Lock. I thought it was going to be Lock. I think at the time we did their preview.
Yes, Drew wasn't such a lock after all.
Drew was unlocked. They might throw away the key.
Giants.
The Giants have freaking Daniel Jones, which we get to, is a wild card because he's going to win the game or lose the game.
Jets.
Oh, they'll win the Jets. Oh, that might be a great game. That might be there.
Okay, so they've got in the last 6 weeks they play the Giants twice and the Washington football team twice.
Yeah, I don't like the Eagles. So they went 4-11-1. I mean, so in the preseason, I watched a little bit of their games. Their defense looked horrendous. I mean, freaking. And my boy that I was pumping up, Haskins lit them up. But also, his one touchdown, the receiver was literally 20 yards wide open, standing in the end zone.
I'm gonna say
doesn't mean anything. But
I'm gonna say they win 2 games.
yeah, I'm gonna go 2 as well because this doesn't look good.
And
I think
the Jets will be one of those 2.
The over under, I'd take the over. Like they gotta win 3 maybe, but
yeah. But if we're just going going pinpoint, yeah, I think they're going.
This is gonna be a rough year. I mean, but that's not to say anything bad about this year. They clearly need to rebuild.
Yeah,
they're a whole new coaching staff. They're changing. He inherited Hurts, who was always questionable as whether he can play in this league. And the fact that traded for Gardner Minshew, to me, means they're not thinking Jalen Hurts is the man.
I'm wondering what their draft looks like next year.
And they have Flacco, so I wonder if that means
he's
Flacco's
elite.
Getting cut.
He's elite.
Or watch Flacco start the year.
That's wild. So what would be even wilder is if Flacco went to Pittsburgh. Why that's wild is because Flacco was the backup to Tyler Palco at Pittsburgh. Flacco transferred to Delaware, became the starter there, got drafted, won a Super Bowl. The rest is history. Whatever happened to Tyler Palco? Who did he back up? He was someone's backup, and I was like, wow, that's just crazy. But he should have went to Delaware.
It's funny. I was talking about this today with Juan, where something with Flacco came up of just it's because big news with the Ravens last night. So the Ravens played Washington in the preseason. They blew us out, but they actually played their starters. Washington played no stars, and the Ravens won something like 16 preseason games.
Yeah,
but I mean,
like,
y'all are pumping your freaking starters versus backup.
Like fucking relax. Yeah,
like not one starter on Washington played.
But that's what. But that's what those fans be getting pumped. They're like, yeah, 27 preseason wins in a row.
They whipped their ass, but
like,
so
relax.
Their projected starting running back is D.K. Dobbins. He got carted off, and I think he's out for the year. And they had traded they didn't. I don't know if they traded, but they didn't choose to keep Mark Ingram, so they're down to Gus Edwards, who was okay, but but that led us to the thing of like, Ravens fans like, oh, Washington. It wasn't a cheap shot, by the way. I mean, he got tackled normally, but that's why Washington wasn't playing their starters.
Yeah, that's what you get, bitch.
Last preseason game, why?
Dummy.
But that got us talking to the year the Ravens won the Super Bowl is when we played Washington, because that's the game. What's his name? I always say his name wrong. Haloti
Noddle? Yeah.
We can't say
Just say Noddle.
We all know who he is. Beast defensive lineman. Hit RG3 on his knee. That's what caused the injury. So at that point, I believe Washington was 3-6, and I think the Ravens were about something like 8-2 at that time. And we finished winning out, going 10-6. So we're 3-6, finished 10-6, and then we had that game versus Seattle where RG3 then hurt his knee again. Looked like we were going to win that game before he got hurt. The Ravens, meanwhile, were 8-2 at that season, and then finished 10-6. So it was kind of a collapse, and they lucked themselves way into the play. They lost themselves into the playoffs. Looked like a huge collapse. Everyone hated Flacco because it was his fault they were losing those last games. Then that Denver game, it's Jacoby Jones, right?
Yep.
Does nothing all year. He's just a fast receiver.
Yeah.
The only thing Denver has to do is not get beat deep.
Why are we reliving this?
Because it's just.
I don't want to relive that. Yo.
It's just I think this is one throw away from Flacco. Probably would not have ever got a contract from that season because they would have been known as collapsing, going 8-2 to 10-6, and then out in the playoffs. Instead, Denver fucks up and plays the worst defense you can imagine. Like, just don't get beat deep is all they had to do.
Yeah.
And it's Jacoby Jones who did nothing. He is a burner. He's a burner. But I promise you look up his career stats. He didn't do much.
No, I'm aware. I'm well aware.
So that happens. They go to the Super Bowl. Even the Super Bowl was a little weird with San Francisco. Like, I think they had a chance at the end. Kaepernick, I don't remember exactly.
Yeah,
but
San Francisco,
they
came
blew their
back.
Plays. That was the game. The power went out too. And,
Yeah.
But after that game, Ravens win the Super Bowl. Props for that. But they were on the verge of that season being known as a collapse. And Flacco got an $80 million contract after that because of that playoff run, which he was excellent in the playoffs. But if that play didn't happen, I don't know if they would even have re-signed him.
And that would have made me smile.
But it hurt them the next few years because they were never able to get a receiver because they committed $80 million to, and Ravens fans are going to hate this, but he was never above 20th best quarterback.
No.
Once he got that contract. He was near the bottom every year.
And their fans, Flacco's elite.
No, he was not. And there's a lot of statistics that will back that up.
10 minutes. We got to roll.
All right, let's go.
All right, who's next?
Did Eagles? That's the only one we did, right?
Yeah, we only did the Eagles.
Let's do Giants. They're an interesting team. They were 6-10. Washington won the division. Just to add this, Giants beat them both times. They got Saquon Barkley, probably their best offensive player. He was out all of last year, torn ACL. He's coming back. He's a beast player. He's an elite player. I would just say he hasn't taken any contact at all. Like, he hasn't played at all. I think he's a high risk for another injury. Just a running back not taking any hits. Biggest acquisition, so their receivers were never great. Sterling Shepard's solid. Darius Slayton's fast.
He's still there?
So Sterling Shepard's the longest tenured Giant now.
Yeah,
I saw that today on NFL Network.
That's wild because I remember when he was a rookie, just kind of thinking
it's
like,
not even that long.
Yeah, no, he's still young,
He's
but
the
I remember
longest
like thinking like, yo, this kid's gonna be something. It's like, well, he is something. He's the longest tenured player.
So they picked up your boy.
Yeah, he ain't my boy, but they picked up a Lions receiver.
But I mean, Kenny Galladay has the size, speed to be elite. I question his heart only because I drafted him in fantasy football in every league,
I don't know
and
if
he
that
didn't
matters.
play the freaking whole year. And his injury was always like, I mean, he has a sore hamstring, and just never played. But they have Evan Ingram, tight end. Kyle Rudolph now from Minnesota is the tight end. The defense was actually pretty good. The only thing holding back the Giants to me is Daniel Jones. He's a turnover machine. And it's funny is, you look at the quarterbacks drafted from that year because it was kind of like everyone thought Daniel Jones went pretty early. And then initially everyone thought we had a steal getting Haskins at like 15. Like Haskins was better. And, I mean, as of now, it doesn't look like that was the case. But, I mean, Daniel Jones had that one, I think it was rookie year, was pretty solid. Last year, not so much.
His rookie year, he looked like he was, going to be something special.
Yeah, I mean, he has flashes of him good. And then, what sums up Daniel Jones last year, he had that run, remember? It was like something like an 80-yard run or something.
Yeah, then he
up the middle. It was one of the fastest runs they rated. Like, the speed he got up to was amazing. He just trips over nothing, though. Just falls down.
Because he couldn't believe it.
Yeah. I mean, it went from him looking super fast, athletic, to then, like, this dude just starts stumbling for no reason, just running. That sums up the Giants to me. They're a quarterback away from being pretty solid. I don't think he's good. But with that said, he's in the NFC least. And they're going to beat the Eagles twice for sure, I think. If Saquon Barkley's healthy, they could be far better.
If Saquon Barkley is healthy, they get 6 wins. If he's not, then they get 4.
I'm gonna put this in 6-11, but don't count that out as winning the division.
And nothing would make me happier and to see a team win the division at 6-11.
Because the division games are going to really matter in the NFC least. Let's go Cowboys.
All right.
Speed. I don't know if the Cowboys did too much different, except obviously they're getting Dak Prescott back, but I don't even think he's healthy yet, which is pretty worrisome.
Yeah.
They're not worried, but
They should be.
they were pretty terrible without him, and they were losing when he was there, even though he was playing phenomenal. Their offense was killing it when he was there. Receiver-wise, they're probably the best, if not, pretty close to the best in the league.
Yeah.
Amari Cooper, C.D. Lamb was a rookie last year, and I think he's elite. And then Michael Gallup, I think this is his last year in a contract, so he's elite, I think. And I think they should trade him because they have 2 elite receivers.
Yeah, get what you can for him.
Running back-wise, they have Zeke, who had a bad year last year. I'm just going to chalk it up to that. Probably not motivated. Or maybe he fell off. But I feel like it was more so not motivated. And then the backup was pretty good. Pollard, Dalton Schultz surprised at tight end. Their defense was absolutely horrendous. Maybe one of the worst all time. And I believe they drafted a linebacker. I don't know that can make the biggest thing is they got Dan Quinn now as defensive coordinator.
That's the one.
So that's pretty big.
Yeah, that is a huge factor.
So this is my thing with Dallas. If Dak Prescott's healthy, I think they're going to win the division. If Dak doesn't play or something he's not right, he doesn't get back to how he was, then I think they'll be close with the Giants. They're going to be in it for the division regardless. But it could be like that 6-win, 7-win to win the division. If Dak's healthy, which we'll just assume he is, I think they can get 10 wins.
All right. I agree.
That would be 10 and 7. And that would be a huge improvement to win the NFC East.
Yeah.
Do we have time or do we want to wait?
We can rush into Washington. We got 5 minutes before the draft
Washington.
starts. Well, hey, we're drafting number 5.
Okay.
So we can
We're doing a Colompton draft. We'll show you our team. But okay, Washington 7-9 last year, won the division. I'm telling you, we beat no one good. I'm a Washington fan. I'm the only non-delusional fan. We won. Everyone was saying Alex Smith won games. Alex Smith was ranked 31st in quarterback rating and just about 31st, 32nd, every single category. Yet we won games, and they credited him with the win. No, we played third string and second string quarterbacks all year. The only team we beat that was legit, Philly, first game, that was Haskins. We beat the Steelers on that situation game where they had 4 or 5 games off, something weird. Everyone else was all backups. So we beat Dallas without Dak. We beat San Francisco on like their third quarterback. Philly gave up the last game of the season. Everyone's saying our defense is elite. I think we're above average. We're not elite because when we played the Ravens in Cleveland, they lit us up.
like a Christmas tree.
We play San Francisco on their third quarterback and no starting running backs and no starting receivers, and we hold them. Yeah, I don't know if that was our defense as much as they just sucked on offense without all of their players. So I think they can make a big improvement on defense, though. So the biggest thing is they drafted Jamin Davis. He's an outside linebacker who's supposedly ridiculously fast. Their linebackers weren't too good, so I think he's going to be a tackling machine. They got Ioannidis back. That gives them 5 beast defensive linemen. Secondary, they picked up a cornerback from the Bengals who's really good, and they lost a corner that was good. So let's say the secondary's about the same, except they got Landon Collins back. He missed all of last year. He's great against the run, and he's a upgrade for sure. Offensively, we improved for sure. Same running backs. We got a new rookie running back. Don't know his name off of my head, top of the head, but he's like a Darren Sproles.
Yeah.
Small guy. Looked great in preseason. Same team, basically. Receiver-wise, we had a Curtis Samuel. Speedy guy that also played with McLaurin, Ohio State. Huge upgrade as the number 2 receiver. And then they drafted a guy named De'Ami Brown. He's going to probably be 3rd or 4th receiver. Everyone's saying he's like McLaurin. That's a good sign because McLaurin's such a good dude and just solid. And then they got Adam Humphries at the slot. Receiver-wise, Hiley got way better. Offensive line got way better. So they got a left tackle. Our left tackle last year was terrible. They got Eric Flowers back at left guard. Doing this quick, the team is better, but look at their schedule.
Well, they're playing a first place schedule.
Yeah,
first
it's not good.
So no.
So even if they're a far better team, which I think they are. Oh, quarterback wise, by the way, Ryan Fitzpatrick's probably going to be the starter. It's not announced yet, and then they have Taylor Heineke, Kyle Allen. Ryan Fitzpatrick's a huge upgrade over Alex Smith, but he's not.
Where's good old Alex now? Is he out of the league yet?
He retired, but it was because no one wanted him.
Well, yeah, figured as much.
He wanted to play. He didn't want to be a backup. Fitzpatrick's solid. He's not great. He's not bad. He's probably more on the second half, though, of quarterbacks, if we're going to be honest. 7-9 last year. Their schedule is what's killing me. They got to play the Chiefs, the Bills,
the Bucks.
The Bucks. They're going to play Dallas twice. They lost to the Giants twice last year. Seattle. I mean, it's not
Green Bay.
I think it actually is. I believe I read something. It's one of the hardest schedules of all time in terms of playoff teams they got, or all-time quarterbacks they got to play. We're playing all of the elite quarterbacks in the league this year. With that said, I think they're going to make a run for the division title, and it matters with how good. To me, it's between them and Dallas. And
I mean, it's really process of elimination.
Yeah, so I think they're going to be close, but I think potentially doing this fast, I'm going to play it like this, and it's not going to happen. But I'm going to go 8-1.
I got them at 8 wins.
And I think, though, that could potentially win the division, though.
I got 8 for them, but
and with that said, if they go 8 wins, they're a better team than last year. It's just the schedule was much harder.
Well, yeah, if they win 8 on this schedule,
they're a much better team. Even it's just bad schedule.
All right, and that wraps us up, and we are rolling into a Yahoo fantasy draft real quick. So we got the number 5 pick here.
All right, McCaffrey won, I see.
McCaffrey's already off the board. And
how much time do we have?
So it looks like they're doing a minute round.
Okay.
So there are people paying attention. So Cook is gone. Zeke is number 3. And Derrick Henry's number 4. I don't want Zeke, so I hope he doesn't fall.
I think Zeke's fallen off a little bit. I personally have the number 2 pick in one league, and I'm looking at Kamara because Kamara's never had less than 80 catches in his whole career. He's a touchdown machine.
Yeah, for sure.
He does not get tons of running, or carries.
Yeah, he's
always split.
I mean, we talked about it on the previous episode. He's never broken 1,000 yards rushing, but he still puts up yards. He still gets touchdowns,
and he's a home run hitter.
Yeah, so
Derrick Henry's the other one to consider. I don't think Derrick Henry's going to fall to us.
No,
but even still, I think I'd prefer Kamara.
I mean, after that, I hate when people do drafts and then they don't show up for them. I mean, fortunately, it's only a minute round. Wow. Yep, so somebody was there because they took
Kamara. I mean, they took Derrick Henry.
Yeah, so someone was there. They're just being a dick.
If someone's here now, and our pick's gone.
I don't want any of what's left. So we have Zeke, we got Nick Chubb, we got Adam Jones, we got Devontae Adams. We got Saquon.
I don't want Saquon because honestly, Aaron Jones is a touchdown machine.
That might be our safest bet. Yeah. I don't want Nick Chubb.
Beast too, but he splits time with the best backup in the league.
So, where are we going?
I think Aaron Jones.
Let's go Aaron Jones.
We're gonna get Kamara.
Yeah, I mean, like that's Kamara light, basically. No
one wants Zeke. I mean, Zeke was way too high.
Yeah, exactly.
I was really praying that guy was auto-drafting.
Yeah. Man, that sucks.
Aaron Jones, by the way, I believe Green Bay's backup was Williams. He's on Detroit now.
Yeah.
So everyone always doubts Aaron Jones, and he finally got like a decent contract too. He gets mad touchdowns.
Delicious wine. So while we're in between picks here, all right.
Oh,
So
you want to rate the next beer real quick?
yeah. Let's real quick get into that.
So we got a little bit. All right.
Zeke's off the board.
Thank God we didn't want him. Last week we did a beer by Android. Again, I might be saying this wrong, but Adroit Theory. And we really enjoyed it. We talked a lot about their can. We got another one from them. And this is another interesting can. I'll show you. I think the other one was cooler.
Yeah, the other one was much
This
cooler.
is
This is
pretty cool.
still neat.
So this beer, by the way, I believe it's called EBK. I don't know what it stands for. I gotta turn back real quick. Here we go.
Oh, electric bukkake.
EBK. It's an Imperial
Oh,
IPA, which remember, we didn't know what that used to mean, but it's an extra strong IPA. Now that we're beer connoisseurs.
yeah, I guess.
I don't know how to say this. But
Say
it's called the Gashadokuro edition.
Jesus Christ.
I think that has something to do with the art.
Get some culture in your life.
But remember,
Yeah, I don't know how to say it either.
last week, the beer was called DefNet Ghost 1032. This is called Gashadokuro edition Ghost 782. So I don't know what any of this stuff means, but I'm a fan of this brewing company. So far, 2 for 2 in beers. I like this one a lot. This one, I don't know how to describe
Holy
it.
shit, we're coming up quick.
A little bit fruity, but
Um,
nothing that stands out.
yeah, it doesn't
It's not
stand out.
overly
It's
bitter.
not bad, but it just doesn't stand
So
out.
this is I want to just make sure this is right. It's an 8.3% beer.
Ooh, that changes things.
And I would say, yeah, there's a slight tropicalness to it. I would say it's not very bitter. Another smooth beer. I'm digging it a lot. What would you rate it? 'Cause we're gonna go fast.
I'm gonna give it a even 7.
7.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go 7.6. I like for how strong it is. It's pretty smooth. Are we
All right,
up?
and we're up. So,
Ooh, Antonio
ooh,
Gibson.
yeah, I kind of like that.
Yeah, he gets a lot of touchdowns. Calvin Ridley, DeAndre Hopkins. DeAndre, I think, gonna have a decline, but not be bad.
We've only got a minute, so
I like Gibson because also if we don't get a running back now, we're gonna be.
yeah, let's just take them. Because just looking at the rest of the list.
So we got 2 running backs that are pretty similar. Of like, they're just weapons.
Yeah.
Aaron Jones isn't a traditional running back. Like he gets a lot of catches. Not as much as some others, but I like our team so far.
Yeah, so far.
So, so what's this league? Is it going to be 2 running backs and a flex?
Let's see here.
I mean, so let's see 2 of his 3
Let's look.
receivers.
Where the fuck is the thing at? I can never remember how to fucking look at Yahoo's thing. And I did it earlier on accident.
Because looking at where we pick
So it looks like we should have a flex.
okay. Because I only say that because where it's projecting us next,
Yeah.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire would be a good pick there. Because then we're going to have 3 running backs that could potentially be 3 touchdown getters. Edwards-Helaire did not have a great year last year, but it was his rookie year, and they're saying they're going to commit more to the run this year. I mean, if any of the is that in that's AJ Brown. I was about to say that's not Antonio.
Yeah.
And who just went? Was a receiver.
Results. Let's see. Who just okay, so this is us. So yeah, we get a flex. So
But it's just 2 receivers. So that's
2
big
receivers.
to know because most leagues nowadays are 3.
yeah.
And receivers are deep.
So yeah, while we're
Ridiculous.
waiting on this, so we did our draft. We did the East. We're doing the draft now. We got the Jake Paul and Tyron Woodley fight upcoming. We'll try to figure that out in a bit. I want to tell you about this joint. I keep calling Slave House. So, my wife, the family that she's working with, they went on a little getaway. which is wild because they live in Maryland, so they went on a getaway to something in Maryland.
Oh, we're up next.
Which is
Interrupt.
no, I got you. I'm paying attention,
So
son.
we have Edward Hilaire, Terry McLaurin, or Keenan Allen, or
Nope.
CeeDee Lamb.
All right, so what are we going with here?
Oh, so that took away the running back, Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
So where you want
I
to go
think
with?
we should go a receiver. So you got McLaurin, Keenan Allen, CeeDee Lamb. Lamb was so good last year as a rookie. McLaurin, I feel like, could have a huge year. What running backs are next?
Carson.
No, don't.
I'm not reaching for Carson.
J.K. Dobbins is up there. He's out for the
We
year.
gotta go.
I say McLaurin or CeeDee Lamb.
God damn it!
Your choice.
I'm
You
gonna
got it.
go with McLaurin because fits. All right, but so this family that Sarah works with, right? They go on a little getaway to something in Maryland, which is wild to me. It's like we're going on vacation an hour away. So they took her with them and Sophie actually. So I was supposed to go up there, meet them in town, go have lunch. So I rode up there and I pull up. And when I pull up into this long ass driveway where you got to drive to the woods, all these bugs start hitting the car. And I already knew I didn't want to get out of this fucking car, man. The new Candyman was upcoming. And I was like, yo, these motherfuckers got Candyman here. Yo, who was in the mirror saying this nigga's name 5 times? I'm out. So I get there and I call Sarah. She's like, I was like, yo, what are all these bugs? She was like, no, they're just horse flies. It's like, yeah, they bite. She was like, no, just get out the car. They'll leave you alone. I was like, bullshit. So I get out the car and yeah, they left me alone. So the family, we were supposed to go to lunch with the family, but Sarah was like, no, we ain't going to a seafood place. Dante don't like seafood. They're right. Or she's right. If they got some fried catfish, I'm down. But that area looked like it wasn't the area for fried catfish. So we go into the house. And, yo, this house, first of all, they're paying $3,000 a night for this joint. And it's like, yo, are you serious?
So it's like an Airbnb?
No, they just rent out the
rent
whole
out the
goddamn house. It was really nice in there. And as we were, like, walking around, like, I looked at Sarah, I was like, yo, this place is for sure haunted. She was like, no, it's definitely not haunted. I was like, well, they definitely had slaves here. Like, look at this motherfucker. There's no way they didn't have slaves tending this house. You look at the backyard, I was like, yeah.
Man, whenever you see those old buildings, they got pictures, too, of, like, the people that look like the $1 bill.
Yeah.
Wig. Our pick's coming up, by the way. And,
yeah, we got 2 more
trying
to
to
go.
get us to get J.K. Dobbins, who's out for the year. So do not pick him.
Joke's on you. Let's see.
Of course,
here.
it's right on us where like we could have took advantage if someone was auto drafting. God damn, Amari Cooper ain't bad.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
Robert Woods isn't bad because now he's with Stafford.
I would lean more towards Cooper.
My only thing with Cooper Cup is he does get hurt.
No. Amari Cooper.
Oh, yeah, Cooper. That's funny because Cooper Cup's right above him.
So you want to go?
I like Amari Cooper there.
All right, let's go.
Yeah. This team's stacked.
But no, we're looking around the house, and it was a really nice house. They wanted it weirds me out because the family's really nice, and they always want Sarah to bring Sophie up and stuff, and it makes me feel weird. And when they went on this trip, I was like, yo, now if my family goes up on this trip, and I'm not getting any phone calls, or I can't get any fucking responses on my text, she already sent me the address, I'll roll up in that bitch and burn it down. Like, I don't give a fuck. But no, it wasn't like that. But we went up there. It was a nice little town. Just went out, had pizza. I looked up the stats before we went. I was like, let me check the percentages here. It was 97% white, 1.4 black. And I saw all the black people that they had to offer. I saw 4 black people. I was like, that's all we got. Because, it's, 800 people there. I think we exceeded that number. But and my daughter, who's mixed, she was 0.3% of the population. I was like, damn. She by herself, and if something goes down, I ain't got your back, homie. You ain't part of my group. You're not black enough. But what we coming up in 4 picks?
Yeah, so if Josh Jacobs is there, I like that pick. I don't know why he's ranked so low. He did have some games where he gets 0. The other person to consider is
from Detroit.
Yeah,
Swift.
like I'm looking at
Because
Swift.
I think Swift could get a workload.
Yeah, if Swift drops,
If Swift's there, maybe we should go there. Then we're gonna have 3 solid running. Oh, I do.
I see it.
Because he's a wild card.
And at that position right now, I mean, the only other like reach. Oh,
He went.
Somebody took him.
God damn it! I would think we should have went him.
So yeah, I would have taken him.
We're looking at Kyle Pitts.
So I mean, the next tight end.
Whoever picked that knew what they were doing.
I think the next tight end to take is Hawkinson, wherever he's at.
Yeah, so we might be able to wait a little bit on him.
Yeah.
So Josh Jacobs, I don't want D Moore.
Yeah, I don't see. Yeah, so Josh Jacobs, I'm down for.
Who else is there? There's Julio Jones.
I don't know how I feel about Julio right now. Lamar's
too.
right there though.
Do we want to?
Is it us right now?
I feel like Lamar though could possibly be there the next. The quarterbacks are stacked too. The top 8 quarterbacks are actually pretty close in points.
So I don't see a quarterback for a while. Dak is next after Lamar.
I feel like Dak's good. Though.
You want to go for Lamar or?
I think Josh Jacobs, because after this, there's not going to be another running back.
All right. Then there it is.
I think we should look at quarterback, though, coming up.
Yeah, quarterback has to be next. And
because look at the running back
looking
situation.
down this line,
now
we got
it's backups, and we just got a starter.
We got
Gaskin's
Dak.
not bad at running back, too, but T. Higgins is pretty good. Robbie Anderson had a beast year. He's always overlooked.
Yeah, true. So the next 2 quarterbacks, it looks like, would be Dak and Russell.
Which Dak, again, if he's healthy, but Russell's consistent.
Yeah, he's consistent. Russell is consistent.
He's safe.
And overlooked, I think.
How many picks do we have?
15. Like, so, let's see here. Damn, my bad.
We had a lot of good strategy going on.
we had strategies and everything going on.
I had to go off air though because it was top.
Yeah.
Secret.
So we just took T.J. Hawkinson.
We got him.
Yeah.
So we got our tight end.
So let's look at our team right now. As of right now, we are sitting with. God damn it! Every time.
2 receiver team.
So we got 2 receivers. We got McLaurin and Amari Cooper. Why did I say Coopy? Coopy. Adam Jones.
Truth beer is pretty good.
Gibson, Hawkinson, and Jacobs.
We got Josh Jacobs as our flex. So I think that's pretty good.
Yeah, I think we're solid right now. So
I think
upcoming.
we should get that quarterback if he's there. Herbert.
Yeah. I mean, he should be.
He was the best
Wait,
quarterback.
should he be? Because I don't see him right now.
He could have went.
Let me go to quarterbacks. Yeah, he went.
Okay, so who we got?
So we got Wilson, we got Brady, we got Rodgers, we got Jalen Hurts.
No, we're not going him.
Nah, let's just exit him now. He's ahead of Tannehill and Stafford.
Quarterback just went.
Wilson.
Oh, I was going to say we should go Wilson.
Wilson's consistent, and that's a good pick. So I don't know now.
Brady's not a bad pick. It's just
Yeah.
Where's Stafford? Is he still there?
Yeah, he's still available, and I'm not opposed to
We
Stafford.
could potentially wait one more round.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to look at to see where everyone is.
Because now I feel like there's no
There's Brady,
quarterback that's going to entice
and then Stafford is not showing up for a while. Yeah, Stafford's way down
so
there.
if we want Stafford over Brady, then we could wait.
Yeah, we can wait on Stafford because I don't think Brady's going to be terrible, but I don't really care to have him as my starter.
They have a running back that's worth a late one. Is Giovanni Bernard's there now?
Well, how about that?
What running backs do we have left? Myles Gaskin's not a bad pick. He's Miami's starter. To get him this late, I feel like is damn good.
I mean, we could
T.
take him.
Higgins is pretty good too. We do need another receiver, but again, I feel like receivers are stacked.
Let's see here.
I don't want. Is that David Johnson?
No.
So T. Higgins is projected to us, but there's Myles Gaskin right there.
Yeah, we can take him.
The thing with Gaskin is, I think that gives us 4 starting running backs I think that puts us in a good place with running backs.
You want to go with them?
I think so.
No.
'Cause I don't feel like
'Cause our
these
next-
receivers are
Yeah,
better than
receivers
the
aren't going to
others.
help us right now. Quarterback, we can wait on. I mean, honestly, I would say.
I think
Ooh,
if he's there,
yeah,
that won't be bad.
yeah. I don't know that
Man,
he will
he's
be.
there too. Wow. He
Wow.
always gets hurt, but he's the fastest player
Yeah.
in the league, running back wise.
Huh.
There's a lot of good players. Oh, that's the dude that played with Burrow in college.
Yeah.
I like that.
There's some gems out here, dude.
Yeah.
But
This
it's
year is
it's a 10-team league though, so you're
But
gonna
even
find
still,
that.
I mean, there's receivers is just deep. You got a lot of rookie receivers coming in. Jalen Hurts, can we just delete him? Which I mean, if he gets those
I'm not
running
opposed
yards,
to
he
that
could
right
be
there
good.
either. Just considering what's
There's
going to be
your-
around.
After him,
Yeah,
he's going to be the new number one.
I'm not sure how I feel, but I mean, I think receiver wise, we're
That's
not
what I was saying. is
like receivers
is a
deep.
lot.
So yeah, we're not. Man, I ain't stressing it, man.
And Robbie Anderson's still there, and I think
Yeah.
he crushed it last year in catches. I could be wrong.
I
By
mean,
the way, we're pouring ourselves Miller Lite just because I wanted to revisit it. I don't know if we're re-reviewing it, but I feel like our Miller
Dude,
Lite wasn't cold.
this is ice cold.
Yeah, because I remember drinking. I was like, there was such a disappointment. But then over the weekend, I had an ice cold Miller Lite, and I was like, again, this is in the party beer category. It's not going to be as tasty as some beers, but I feel like this should be one of the top party beers.
I think that it is the top party beer for me at least. Like if I'm
But
going,
it wasn't that night.
if
We
I'm
both
going
had
out,
crappy Miller Lights.
hold on, let me reply to this.
Yeah, taste this cold. And I did have a conversation with Aaron recently of like, I find we all would say Miller Lite on draft is superior. Like when you have
Son.
ice cold Miller Lite on draft, there's not much better. I feel the cans are better than the bottles, to be honest.
Yeah, I have had the bottle like
The
twice in the
Miller
last
Lite
10
is
years.
what we had, and it wasn't good.
So I'm gonna say it like this. You remember in Pulp Fiction when Uma Thurman went to the bathroom? And she was like, I gotta go powder my nose. And then she pops up and she goes, I said, God damn. That's how I feel right now with this Miller Lite.
So
that taste hit the
Miller
spot.
Lite, when it's ice cold, is a different beast.
Yeah,
When
holy
it's
shit.
warm, even if it's not ice cold, it's not good.
Are we rescoring this?
Yeah, I think we should because we gave it it wasn't good that night.
What's the percentage on this again? I feel like it's 4 or 5.
It's not 5.
No, 4.5.
Can doesn't even say.
Mm.
Let's.
I think it's 4 or 5.
This is where.
All right, we're coming
eventually
up.
We're gonna have a producer.
Hey, we're coming up.
All right. So we still don't have a quarterback, right?
No, but
Ooh,
we can
he's
wait.
there.
You want him?
I think so.
I mean, I know you like looking at dudes' butts,
That's
but
I mean, that's a great pick
Yeah,
for right there. He
for
could
that late.
potentially be a top 5 receiver.
he's our number 3.
Yeah. So we just got Odell Beckham Jr.
Wow. So that worked out. All right. So now I think we definitely need to go QB. So let's see here.
So what's on quarterbacks if we filter them?
So straight quarterbacks. Stafford is still there.
And
Stafford.
and
Tannehill.
Joe Burrow.
Burrow.
Burrow's hurt, so he shouldn't be our number 1. But if we had to pick back to back, like then Trevor Lawrence is a gamble.
I'm not.
I gambled last year on Burrow and who we wanted. I'm blanking on his name. San Diego's quarterback.
Herbert.
Friggin' Herbert. So that's who I drafted last year. Was Burrow and Herbert, and it paid off. So I was starting. Herbert didn't start the year, and Burrow was throwing like 50 passes a game.
All right. So we're upcoming in 5 picks. So
I feel like Stafford is a good pick.
yeah.
And since we do have a few Washington players, and you get he's not on Detroit anymore, but
Dude,
it's kind of like a
like I am
sentimental.
a Matthew Stafford fan forever. I don't
Yeah.
care where he
So,
goes.
The fact that you're a
He's just
fan-
such a good dude, though.
No, Stafford. Seeing some things on him was an amazing dude.
Yeah.
You know who else is an amazing dude?
Me.
That I've been watching? Shaq.
Yeah.
Shaq is a
Yeah.
good ass dude. Like I've been
Very,
thinking about this
very much.
lately because he doesn't look like he's the healthiest of guys. Of like, it will be a super sad day when if
Well,
something was happening
Shaq's
to
over
Shaq.
7 feet tall, though, and those dudes don't last long.
Yeah, I mean he doesn't look like he eats the healthiest. And he's
Really?
a big dude, but he's done a lot. I don't know if you saw that post the other day of just they're talking about when he started the Shaq brand, which was made fun of when it. So he originally had a Reebok deal.
Yeah.
Those were like legit shoes. I saw an interview with him recently. He had something like a $45 million deal to do those. On his way to a game, some lady, a mom, was like, "Shame on you for having those shoes be so much money." And he's like, I think he handed her like something like $2,000 or something. I was like, "Here, use this." And she was still mad though. Like, you're charging kids this much money for shoes? And then he said, "You're right. I shouldn't be charging kids that much money for shoes." So he like ended the deal of Reebok. He said, "You can keep all the money you owe me," which that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Then started that connection with Walmart. Because Shaq shoes, I remember when
We're
they
up.
came out. I do like Tyler, but I like Mostard too.
So,
But we need a quarterback.
so Stafford's still next round for us, though.
I think we can go one of these. So,
Pick it, because I honestly can't see.
let's gamble. Do you want to gamble?
Go for it. I think we're good enough.
Because I think we might want to go Burrow as our backup quarterback.
Go. Grab him.
We're going Chase, his
All right.
quarterback, his receiver in college.
All right. And then next round we should be able to get Stafford, because that's where, unless somebody jumps.
Yeah, so we'll go him though.
If somebody jumps, I mean, we're still not in bad shape, but I think we're fine. But
So, yeah, Shaq did this deal with Walmart and made his shoes super affordable. And again, I remember in high school, eventually the Shaq shoes are kind of laughed at, but like they're actually good shoes. It's just when something sold at Walmart for whatever $30, and
but you know how people are, though. It's
Shaq
like,
was an elite player. He could have made a fortune off that, and he started his own brand to make affordable shoes. And there's tons of kids in bad neighborhoods that were able to get basketball shoes that were affordable because of him.
but you know how people are, though, with the idea like, oh, you paid this much for that? It ain't worth nothing.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
like,
it's crazy
I
too.
guess.
It's like, again, the whole thing of like Fight Club of consumerism. You buy stuff worth the money. When you buy something for the name and then it's a poor product, then you're not spending your money wisely. Shaq's shoes were probably just as good. I've never worn them, so I'm not going to say they were, but and it was funny as Shaq said he partnered with Walmart, his favorite store.
Of course. Hold on.
But yeah, Shaq's a good dude.
Oops.
You know, one of the days I want to ask a question at the beginning of just if you could have dinner with 5 people. And honestly, I've been thinking about this as I might want to.
Well, you're not supposed to tell me.
Right, but I think Shaq would be one for me.
Yeah.
Because he's such a good dude, and I think he's also would be super fun to. You see him like DJing parties in Miami. He's the freaking sheriff in Florida. The dude just does everything. He's the spokesperson for Papa John's.
So I asked that question on Facebook recently. Well, not recently. So what I don't like is when people. First off, I hate fucking people, period. But, you know, there's the whole controversy with Papa John's, I guess with Trump, maybe? I don't know.
No, it's the owner.
Yeah,
He
the
said
owner.
something
Yeah.
shady. I don't remember what it is.
I don't know. I don't
I
care.
think he got forced to give up ownership. Maybe.
Yeah. I know Shaq, I think,
And then
bought
Shaq
in.
bought in.
So I put on Facebook, I was like, this was like 2 years later or a year later. I go, hey, y'all, are we still mad at Papa John's? Because I got points to cash in. And
And Shaq fixed that company.
I had a friend comment, ew, Papa John's is gross. I'm saying it in that voice for a reason. So I don't know. That shit annoys me when people just chime in with their shitty opinion. It's like, nobody fucking asked you. I ask, are we still mad at them? Because I got to cash in these points. They owe me a pizza. That's all I want to know. And no, they're not gross. Pizza is delicious all around.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
I've only had one really bad pizza that I can think of.
Mm.
And I think I told that story. Is that Ocean City crap pizza where it was like off season. They put basically cheese on a saltine cracker, basically.
Terrible.
But I mean, we had that Fells Point pizza. That was bomb.
Mm-hmm. Canton.
Did you ever go to the place we were watching football in Fed Hill?
Probably
I don't
not.
think you didn't.
I haven't been out in a
called
while.
the
So.
Social Club, that's kind of funny. Social Pub.
Oh no, he's gone.
What quarterbacks are left then?
Man, I'm not even feeling it now. I don't even want to draft anymore. Tannehill, Burrow,
So
Ryan,
I like Burrow as a backup and Trevor Lawrence.
Fitz.
I don't like Fitz.
I like Fitz. Always like Fitz.
But I
Roethlisberger.
don't hate Tannehill. Keep in mind, he is
Yeah.
Julio Jones.
I'm okay with Tannehill.
I think we should go Tannehill to at least get our player.
So
we at least have a quarterback.
So Tannehill would be on the next go
Yeah, we
around.
can still wait.
But can we? Because we waited on Stafford and he left.
All right, let's go Tannehill to at least get a quarterback out of the way.
Yeah, tell them to go fuck themselves. Laugh at us if you want. I can beat everybody up that's drafting. That shouldn't be my go-to, should it? I really need to talk to my therapist about that.
So our team is pretty good except for our quarterback so far, so we have Burrow and Trevor Lawrence.
All right, so looking at our team, we're pretty solid, I think.
Again, I'm not sure if Burrow is going to be available right at the beginning. And then Trevor Lawrence is a
So Burrow was actually next for quarterbacks, I think.
I don't hate getting Burrow now because I had him last year. And the thing with Cincinnati is they're going to be down. And now they got another receiver. Who we got? So we got that 1-2 combo. We got his rookie.
So what I like to do, I think this is kind of a strategy everybody's used before. I like to get a quarterback and a running back.
Yeah.
Because whenever there's a score, you know it's coming from one of them.
So if we get Burrow, though, we have that Chase, his former college player. Let's check the bye week real quick.
Man, you're asking a lot of me right now. You got to do that. We just don't want to
get the quarterback with the same bye week.
Yeah, I got you. I can't really see straight right now. Plus, I got to pee.
And our quarterback, Tannehill's 13, so we can go Burrow.
All right. Mark it down.
Baker's still there.
Ooh, that's solid.
Justin Fields is still there. He's not the starter now, but
I don't want Justin Fields on my team. Dude, what did you just fucking do?
I almost left the draft. I'm trying to go back to the players.
Dude, I don't know what's going on.
4 picks.
But my right ball hurts like hell. It might be because I got to pee.
Players are?
Scroll. Are you on our team right now? Go to results. Scroll.
Okay, so we have a kicker, defense, 3 bench spots. So I am seeing this real quick. Is Josicki is available as tight end. He was pretty good. And Evan Ingram. Hunter Henry is now on the Patriots.
Oh, I'm not mad at that. All right, well, I'm going to let y'all know real quick. I'm going to pause so I can go pee.
What's our pick?
Oh, we're going to do this pick and I'm going to go piss.
Receiver-wise, I'm not seeing anyone besides Fuller is now in Miami, but he's always... Mike Williams for San Diego's pretty good. Marvin Jones now might be the number 1 in Jacksonville. We got Curtis Samuel who's on Washington. Marlon Brown from the Ravens might be the number 1.
Yeah, let's just throw the dice. Grab Marlon.
Because he's the number... I think he's going to be the number 1.
All right, so I'm going to pause. We'll be back. It'll seem like, no time for y'all, but it's going to be like a minute for me. I got to go pee. All right. Sorry about that, y'all. That was a quick second. I'm back.
We're up in 4 picks, so this is what I think. So we still need a backup quarterback, and we know Burrow doesn't have the same bye week. His projection is 106, and we're at 112. And the other thing I think we could possibly do is go defense.
Mm.
And Cleveland, so Denver's ranked the next defense, but I don't like Denver's offense. Cleveland is ranked 116. I mean, projection of the draft. So that's about where we are.
So if we don't grab a quarterback,
we could take Cleveland or Joe Burrow right now.
So if we don't get Burrow, who's next for quarterback?
It's our pick. Matt Ryan, Trevor Lawrence, Kirk Cousins.
Whew.
Fitzpatrick, Mayfield.
Well,
Burrow, keep in mind,
but
we
Mayfield,
have his receiver, and he was throwing 50 times a game.
Right, and Mayfield,
defense, though,
Mayfield is an option too.
I feel like Cleveland's defense is pretty good.
Go for it.
They got Clowney now. Let's go Cleveland.
All right.
So we got us one of the top defenses because we're actually pretty stacked at running back and receiver, I bet, in most teams. So receiver-wise, we have McLaurin and Cooper starting, and then we have Odell Beckham, Chase, and Brown. We're stacked at receiver.
That was dude.
Running back-wise, we have Gaskin, Jones, and Gibson. So maybe we could use another running back if they're available. Let's see who's available. Sonny Michel just got traded to the Rams.
Yeah,
I
saw
don't like
that.
him, though. Philip Lindsay, no. Pollard, no. Singletary. Hines is...
Got to
David
project.
Johnson is there. Oh, who I was saying, Giovanni Bernard.
Mm.
Even still, that's
What do we
not a
need,
big
though?
thing. We need one more running back to be... Latavius Murray's there. He gets points even as the backup. And if...
Where's he at?
New Orleans.
He's still in New Orleans?
He was getting good stats even as the backup. But if Kamara goes down, we have an elite running back.
Yeah.
I almost think, though, he's still ranked pretty low.
Yeah, we can grab him.
Maybe Burrow next? Or do you want Mayfield?
If Burrow is there, we can go with Burrow. I like Mayfield more, but either one's fine. I think Yahoo and their projections are a little suspect, but how far away are we? I got to reply to a message.
3 picks.
All right, after the next pick, I got to reply to 2 messages.
So basically, I mean, we don't need any more receivers, really, even though there are some good receivers. I think it's between Burrow and Mayfield.
So, just
higher.
so you all know, this isn't how, obviously, if you've been listening, how our podcasts go. We don't do fantasy drafts during most podcasts. We are a little bit more interactive. I had a TV show to talk about, too. I could pass it to next week. And I still got to investigate the Jake Paul and Tyron Woodley fight.
Yeah, is that on yet? Let's see.
Well, we're in the middle of the draft unless you want to go on autopilot. Because, I mean, our team is pretty decent for the most part.
I'll let you choose, Burrow or Mayfield. Let's do that next, though.
All right, well, we've got Burrow.
Just make sure Mayfield's bye week's not the same as Tannehill.
Well, since we already know that Burrow just went.
Okay.
So it looks like we got to go Mayfield's week 13, though.
Oh, that's the same, isn't it?
Yeah, we can't do it.
Who else is there? Shit.
Nothing that I want. Yeah, it's our pick. There's not anything that I'm seeing. Roethlisberger. I mean, I'm not crazy about that. David Carr.
All right, what was the other pick we were looking at? What is it, running backs?
I don't even know.
Was available. Giovanni Bernard.
So right now we got.
Oh, Gallup's not bad. Will Fuller's not. Could potentially be the.
So you got to go. I don't even see a timer.
Fuller.
Oh, you got 19 seconds. You want
You
want Fuller?
Yeah. He's an elite speed. He could potentially be the number 1 in Miami now. See anyone else?
No, nothing this round. Fuller ain't going.
Now we got to get a quarterback. So.
Yeah. So quarterback wise, what could be available for us would be Mayfield, but we can't because the same bye week.
still could.
We could. We just have to adjust later in the season. Worst case scenario, we could take them.
What else is there? Filter on quarterbacks.
So straight up quarterbacks, we're looking at.
They could.
So here's the order: Matt Ryan, Kirk Cousins, Ryan Fitzpatrick, Baker Mayfield.
Trey Lance, if he was starting, I'd go him.
Justin Fields, which.
Oh no, I would go Fields over.
So I'm gonna be honest, Fields is gonna be a star because one point that was made is like, okay, week 1, they're playing the Rams.
Do we want to go?
So they're going to
Fields?
let Andy Dalton go out there and get ass raped real quick, just so that he's done for it.
I mean,
and then,
that's what I felt. Yeah.
all right. So
Fields
I
look good running.
have a
Those
hard
running
time
stats
picking
are
Ohio
huge.
State players, man. You know how I am.
Dang.
But I mean,
Fields
honestly,
would be obviously a wild card, and if
Yeah.
Tannehill has a bye
what's
week,
his
and
bye
Fields
week? Let me
isn't-
see.
If Fields isn't starting by then,
His bye week is 10. So yeah, we'll take him. Fuck it.
we're gonna gamble.
Yeah.
It's funny as Juan told me too today. He wants either Fields or Trey Lance as his backup quarterback. Neither one are starting yet, but you know how most of these first round quarterbacks end up starting the first year eventually. I don't
Why?
remember a first round quarterback not starting the first year besides obviously Aaron Rodgers back in the day. Who else has there been?
Jordan Love.
Oh yeah, he got far.
I did
We talked.
I
That was
don't
our
think
first ever Jackass of the Week, I believe.
I don't think Lamar started.
He did. He right at the end. He did.
At the end,
Yeah.
because it was a
It
process
was
of
also
elimination.
Black Widow.
Yeah, I don't count that. I'm talking about like starting, like coming out the gate, like,
Yeah.
hey
Flacco-
man, you
I
got to
think,
win for
I
us.
think Lamar was like the last game even he got put in. It was something real late. See, his stats for the year weren't very good.
Oh, these cats out here taking kickers,
Man, the only kicker worth taking if he's there is Young Ho.
kickers, and Kirk Cousins. It's like, damn.
Is Young Ho there for kickers?
Give me a
Atlanta's
sec, because
kicker.
we're upcoming.
Because he was actually really good. I only picked him last year because his name was Young Ho. And
That's the only reason to pick him.
yeah, and he actually, Atlanta couldn't score a touchdown to save their life, so I got tons of field goals.
I don't see him, but
Filter on kickers.
I am filtered on kickers.
Damn,
You think I'm fucking
he was
dense?
probably 1 or 2 last year.
All right, so we're up next. What are we going with?
I would go kicker left. Gallup still there?
Yeah, well, that's what I was saying. Gallup is still there.
Drake's still there? Drake's on, who is he on now?
Vegas.
Ooh.
See, yeah, I looked at both of those.
Because we have Jacobs, so maybe Drake's a good
Fuck
stake.
it, that took Drake.
Yeah. Because why is Jacob so low? And it's like, now I'm thinking, oh, is it because Drake's
Ooh,
there?
I guess we do need a kicker next.
Okay.
We don't have a choice. We have to get a kicker. Oh, Fuller's suspended. I did see the red letters, but
Oh, but he's only suspended 1 game.
that was like 1 year. Motherfucker, we just drafted him for a year.
So I think his suspension was 6 games, but he's already served a bunch. Fuller is elite speed. Like, he was one of those dudes that would get, like, 2 catches, 120 yards.
Yeah, but that's what I like.
And he's a
Let's see
backup for
here.
us.
All right.
And he's on a new team. And if they get Watson, because he already has that connection with Watson. Like I said, Miami's the favorite to get Watson right now.
That's pretty suspect.
We don't know if he's going to play, but you know how NFL players are. They get off on everything.
Of
Robert
course.
Kraft did the same shit and got off.
Yeah,
Kraft had to pay some money, but
I'm sure. I mean, that's how that goes. So, hey, you got a hand job. So, what are you going to do now? Well, I'll
it's
pay him
kind of
some
funny
money.
how that's like looked at as like. I feel like if you're married and you paid for a hand job, that's a big deal. Which he probably was. Should it be illegal though? Should you go to jail for that?
See, yeah, that's where things get really weird. It's like, why are people going to jail for
No,
certain
you
things?
should your wife get real mad at you, but I don't know about the court and the law should be involved in that.
Yeah, it's goofy. I mean, it's like So that's one thing Sarah and I were talking about one time. It was like prostitution's illegal, but if I record it, it's not. It's me making a porn.
Yeah, that shit's wild. Yeah.
All right, so we're up next. We need a kicker.
Just don't pick a kicker in a bad stadium, is what I say. Like,
Well, I don't know.
I don't think there is a bad stadium.
Pick a kicker.
So we got Zerline. Oh, he's Dallas. We're not getting him. Tampa Bay's kicker. They get touchdowns. Lutz. Indy's kickers. That's that nerdy looking dude. He's kind of funny.
All right, pick who you need to pick, man. We got to make a move. I think that's it.
Because he's an interesting guy.
All right, I think that's the draft. I'm pretty certain of it.
So let's just look at our results real quick.
Yeah. Yep, says team complete. So,
First Colompton team.
all right, so we got Ryan Tannehill as our quarterback. We got McLaurin as our number 1. Amari Cooper as our number 2. Adam Jones. Gibson, Hawkinson, Jacobs, and Blankenship as our kicker. So that rounds out our starters. Oh, and our defense is Cleveland.
I like that. We got Myles Garrett getting sacked.
Then we go to Gaskins, Beckham Jr., Chase,
Yeah, which those.
Hollywood Brown. I hate when fans call players nicknames.
Look at this though.
That shit annoys
We
me.
have, I believe, 5 number 1 receivers. Hollywood Brown, say what you want, but he's probably the number 1. I mean, they
No,
got
I'm
Sammy
certain of
Watkins.
it.
Hollywood's small, but I guarantee you he's probably getting the number 1 coverage.
We got Fuller and then Drake rounds out our bench. So,
And we got Cameron Drake, so
I guess we didn't grab a backup quarterback. That's okay.
we didn't?
Nope, we'll figure it out later.
Is Trevor Lawrence still there?
We'll figure it out because I'm going to probably forget about the team anyway.
Patrick could, he probably won't get drafted.
Maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
Who cares about backup quarterback? So Tannehill,
All right.
we're relying really heavily on you.
Yeah, so don't have a bye week. Ooh, what if he gets traded before his bye week?
Why would Tannehill get traded?
Just go with it. All right. What if he gets traded?
So look, we're in the last round, right? We
Yeah.
picked our team. So look how many quarterbacks are available.
Yeah.
We have Fitzpatrick, Mayfield, Trey Lance, Justin Fields. I think we were going to go Justin Fields if we had another round.
Yeah, but we needed a kicker.
Roethlisberger, Daniel Jones, I will never get. Tua, Derek Carr, even Carson Wentz. Why is he up there?
Mm-hmm.
You know who we should have got.
All right. Well,
No one's gonna draft him because he's so low.
who?
Winston.
Ooh, and
Winston.
he is
is
a
a
good fantasy
fantasy-
quarterback.
Yeah. He's
All right. So no.
elite fantasy.
This week when the waivers pull up,
yeah, we gotta get.
I'm picking Winston up. Who we dropped though?
We actually have one of the best benches I've ever seen. We actually don't have a backup tight end too, but
Yeah, I'm not stressing that.
yeah, we just need him
All
for
right.
1 week.
Let me pull up Instagram because I got to find this fucking.
People forget about Winston. Is that mug fantasy wise would throw for 400 yards, 3 touchdowns, and get 3 interceptions. You get that -6, but his touchdowns were usually like 40, 50 yards.
Hold on. All right, it's time to go find some Instagram lives real quick. So who's got the fight
check
on?
out the
Who's got the
message I
fight?
gave you. Did that work?
I didn't check it because I'm looking up
Oh,
fights.
you're looking at Instagram. Let me look
Yeah.
at TikTok.
Yeah. So shit. Okay. I'm trying to stamp my phone up, but I don't know how, and I got to turn the sound on. So whoever is broadcasting this fight, they need to turn the sound off. I guess fight's about to go down because his bitch ass brother just left the commentating stand. All right.
Ooh, they
So
deleted the TikTok guy.
So main event's about to come up. So we're gonna hit a brief pause. We're a little deep into the episode anyway.
Let's go. Yeah, this is off the rails. But who's your prediction? Or who do you want, and then who do you predict?
I want Tyron to beat him. And the thing is, though, too, when he fought Askren is not a boxer, so that is just not a shock. Tyron isn't a boxer either, but at least he has hands and he can defend. So I will still put money on Jake Paul, just because this is what he's been training for however long. But I would love to see Tyron Woodley beat this kid. Yeah.
So this is what I want to see. I will go quick as I can. I want to see Jake Paul win to keep this going, and then him fight someone really good and get his ass beat. But I feel like if he loses now, then that whole thing ends. If he beats Woodley, that's a big deal.
I think it's big if he beats Woodley.
Like,
because Woodley doesn't get stopped.
If I had to put money on it, I think I'd put it on Woodley.
See, and the thing is, was opposite. I would put money on Jake.
Right. I'm gonna pull for Jake Paul just because I feel like he tries really hard. I mean, he talks
does.
Shit, so it's like, yeah, he got into the sport late, but he got in. A lot of us got into things late.
Yeah.
So he's kind of showing.
Well, that's
as long as he puts the effort into it.
That's the thing with like life right now, though. We can get into stuff like, bitch, shut up.
So yeah, we'll update you on who wins.
Ooh, right into
it's
the
a
mic.
good fight. That would be even the best thing.
Yeah, it'll be funsies. We'll be back in a minute, though. Actually, we'll be back in a second. All right, so we're back. Thoughts?
All right, I have a few thoughts. One
I know.
It was a super close fight, and it was a split decision. Jake Paul was clearly gassed. Had it went to 12 rounds, I think Tyron Woodley could have maybe taken it. But Tyron landed the better shots, but he wasn't active enough. I mean, he wasn't breathing hard. Jake Paul looked quite gassed, but he was active. I think that's why he won. He landed more shots. I agree with the decision being split too, especially because I didn't know.
Yeah.
But I felt like I counted it as 4-4. But what this showed me, though, is if Jake Paul fought a real boxer, he would get absolutely destroyed.
That's actually what Coach Mark just texted me. He was like, this just showed that he should have been there with a real boxer.
So Woodley was landing better punches, but he wasn't fighting enough. Like, had he thrown more punches, he probably would have won.
Yeah. But I think that's
Floyd
also
will piece him up.
that
if he wants to fight
yeah.
Floyd, like I see Floyd landing like 90% of his shots and getting hit by 0.
for funsies.
Yeah, and I think Floyd would love to take this fight because he'd get a couple $1 million and literally not get touched.
Yeah.
Because Jake Paul's punches weren't doing neither fighters damage. And I wouldn't be surprised if they go out together and they're just like, yeah, we just made millions of dollars and neither of us are hurt.
Yeah, I mean, look, man, like you're saying.
But they did. With that said, though, I want to say they put the effort in. I don't want to say like
yeah.
this was like a thrown fight or anything.
So yeah, that's what I don't. Because people want to say, well, like Tyron threw the fight. He threw the fight. Look, if he got knocked out in the first round, maybe. But you just went 8 rounds getting, hit and moving around.
Yeah,
you're not throwing a fight going out there.
He wasn't a boxer. He landed the better shots from what I saw. But he didn't throw enough. And
yeah.
That's not his sport, though. That's not what he was trained on. And
yeah, well, I mean, also MMA, you're not a boxer. Like, you're not really throwing a bunch of volume
if you
punches.
Look at him, he doesn't look very winded at all.
No.
Jake Paul looked super winded. And unfortunately, it was an 8-round fight. Had it went 12, I don't know that Jake Paul, he looked like...
Yeah.
He looked like he was on the verge of a damn heart attack. How winded he looked.
But, a lot of things I think were said with this fight for Jake Paul. Late number 1 again. My hat's off to him. He gets out there and trains. Good for him, because I don't. So kudos to that guy. And he's not faking it, but he's not ready to get in there with an actual boxer. And also, it went 8 rounds and he looked dead. So he's definitely not ready for that either.
Yeah, props to him because he's winning these fights and he's training hard. So he's making also the opponents a lot of money, probably more than they would have gotten in the fight.
Askren already said that's getting knocked out was the most he ever got paid.
I guarantee some of the trash talk is part of the promotion. I don't know that he truly feels that way. I mean, it looked like they were taking it a little personal, but again, if anything I see from this fight, his dream of fighting Canelo, no way.
No, well, not anytime soon. But good for him.
They both put in great efforts. I also Woodley lost the fight, but he doesn't look hurt at all. I guarantee he's fine tonight.
The only thing that's hurting is his pride. And is it though? Because he just got paid.
No, he's like, well, I did lose, but I just got. I don't know what his payday is, but I would willing to bet it might be his biggest payday.
I'm sure it is. And that's the thing too. We were watching it on Instagram. Someone was live streaming it, and they're talking in the background, which it didn't occur to me to just turn the volume down. Duh. But it's like, I don't know, there's just some disrespectful stuff, said about Tyron. It's like, look, man, this is a, former champ. Your fat ass sitting on the couch talking shit. What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah. One thing I've always heard of boxing is it's shocking how much cardio it takes. Yeah. So maybe Tyron was a little conservative with his cardio because he didn't look to be breathing hard, and he looked like he could have done more. He landed the cleaner shots, but he looked very inactive the first 3 rounds for sure.
So I'll say this with what may kind of attribute to his cardio, though, is again, in MMA, you're doing more, though. You're trying to go for takedowns. You're trying to block takedowns. There's a lot more going on, so you are burning up a lot more energy. And the way that he was boxing, he wasn't throwing a lot of shots. So, yeah, he definitely conserved a lot of energy. But because, Jake Paul looked fucking burnt out, but he was throwing a lot of shots.
I guarantee if they fought again, Tyron would be like, I'm going to be more active because he sees how winded he was. And it could be a different, and if it went 12 rounds, I think it even could have been different. Yeah.
Even 10.
But, yeah, I like that it was a split decision because I was confused. I said 4-4, so it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, based off the first couple rounds, I was like, all right, Jake's got this, and then the later rounds, it looked like Tyron started turning it around.
The last round did look like to me Jake Paul, and it was just because Tyron didn't do much.
It could have just.
If he'd thrown more, he could have won. But again, maybe that was part of his strategy. If he'd thrown more, maybe he would have guessed.
I don't know if it was a strategy as much as that's just what he thought was supposed to happen.
Yeah, you never know.
Because again, with MMA, you're dealing with so much more. Even if you're just keeping the fight standing, you're still throwing kicks. You're still pressing them on the cage.
Yeah, that was the thing.
And none of that existed.
As Tyron didn't look like he was in a boxing stance.
I think his corner had to remind him later on, like, hey, this is a boxing match, yo. He's like, oh, shit, word? Like, yeah, man. Go out there and box. Oh, shit. But
props to both of them.
Good for them.
Money. And Jake Paul, to be honest, with him winning, it makes whatever his next fight more interesting.
Yeah.
He wants to fight Street Jesus. If I had to say right now, after that performance, I think Street Jesus would be.
Yeah, I think, and Street Jesus is hungry and aggressive.
Right.
Like he's not
gonna.
He's not a nice person. He comes from the bum fights. So and there was no that was all like straight boxing, just bare knuckle. So not that they're all skilled or anything, but obviously, as far as actual skill that comes out of that, he was like the most skilled one. And then Kimbo.
Like that last fight was.
No.
Tyron was a little too conservative.
No.
Jesus will fucking go hard. So if that fight happens, that would be interesting.
And
if he beats Street Jesus, then all right.
I would. I don't know. I might be willing to pay for that one though.
Yeah, if he beats Street Jesus, then it's like, all right, this dude can. I mean, again, it is boxing rather than MMA, but it's like, all right, this guy has got something to him.
Jorge Masvidal though is a good stand-up striker with the hands. Not
I can't see him.
He doesn't throw a whole lot of
Street
kicks
Jesus at all.
So,
but if he did beat him, I'd be like, wow.
If that fight gets announced and signed,
Seeing how
I'm
this
paying.
last fight went, I think Street Jesus would piece him up. Easily.
Oh yeah. Well, not just piece him up, but then as soon as he smells blood, as soon as he sees him like breathing hard, like, oh, you breathing heavy?
Same with Diaz, where Diaz's cardio is ridiculous.
Yeah.
He would have started piecing him up.
But I don't know if I've heard anyone calling out Nate or Nick Diaz. So they know though. Nobody wants to see the Diaz brothers because they have the most ridiculous cardio. Because they're not knockout fighters; they're volume fighters. So you watch a Nick Diaz fight, you just see him like pitter pat the entire fight and just wear you down, and he does not at all look tired. And Nate Diaz, I mean, he's only been stopped once. It was by Josh Thompson, and it was kind of a weird stoppage. And any of his other losses, it's like it could have really gone either. I mean, this Leon Edwards fight that he just had, he definitely lost that fight, but he fucking rocked Leon in the last minute, and it's like, oh. But that's what he does though. All that volume, all that cardio, he just hangs out and he'll catch you. No one's calling that kid out. I mean, honestly, when Conor gets better, they need to just do that fight and just get it out the way now. Do the trilogy, get it over with, and then I'd be fine seeing Conor versus Tony Ferguson if he wins that one. If he beats Nate and he beats Tony, and Dustin's champ, all right, he can go ahead and get that rematch with Dustin. But until then, Conor, shut the fuck up, because he listens to this.
Shut the fuck up.
So I guess
Conor, we're not inviting you to the social club yet.
Fuck that guy.
Well, with this episode, we're gonna invite Shaq to the social club. Shaq is an honorary member.
We're not putting any plaques on my wall, so fuck off.
No, we're just gonna say, like, if you're ever in Maryland and you want to come out drinking, Shaq, we got you.
And we know
we'll
that
treat you.
And we know that you got us because you're rich.
Nah, I would treat Shaq though.
I
feel like he'd appreciate it too.
I'd buy him a drink.
And then he'd be like, "Nah, I got you."
I'd take him to the Sandlot and buy him one of those 32 ounces.
Oh, can you imagine if we went to Fells Point with Shaq? That would be the funnest day ever.
Yeah.
That would be the funnest. We're probably not gonna come home. We're just gonna Shaq, rent us a hotel because we're gonna go hard.
Yeah, it's about to get goofy.
Imagine Shaq with a 32 ounce though. That's probably like him with just like.
That's him with a can of Miller Lite.
Like, all right, guys, where's the drink?
It's like
you just drank 32 ounce rum and coke. I did. I don't believe you.
Well, give me another one because I only felt like 3.
Shaq shot's probably that high. Can I get a 32 ounce tequila?
It was like, I don't know if you ever watched The Surreal Life. And the season that Mini-Me was on there, and they gave him a shot of tequila, and the shit looked like a big-ass cup in his hands. Like, holy shit, that little guy. That sucks. Like, and then when he was drunk, he was like in the corner, like making weird noises, and they thought he was dying. So they just watched him. That's fucked, too. I think Mini-Me's dead.
Is he?
Yeah. I'm pretty certain he's dead.
Fern Troyer.
No, Mini-Me.
Mini-Me.
That's fucked up too. Sorry.
Before we sign off, we're gonna revisit Miller Lite because I had a suspicion we had a bad batch the other week. It was not cold enough, and this again is in the party beer category, so that's how you score it. It's like it's not gonna be as tasty as some of these IPAs, but
I think it's tasty. I think it's tasty as fuck.
When it's ice cold, it was tasty as fuck. So what would you give it now? And I'm not gonna go back to the old score.
I don't even know what the old score was, but I would put this.
But it was low.
I would put this in like the mid 6s.
Yeah. What do you want?
I'm gonna go 6.6.
I'll go 6.6 too. We're twinsies today.
Son,
twinsies.
we're feeling it.
I mean, we look alike.
No, relax. Um, so yeah, so there you have it. Miller Lite got
6-6.
redeemed, but otherwise, I feel like it was pretty productive. Y'all motherfuckers got to hear us do a fantasy football draft. I'm gonna be honest. I know we got a team. I don't know what's there, but I think it's stacked.
Our team is stacked. Hopefully, we don't have any quitters because we're probably going undefeated. To be honest.
We talked
and if
about
we go undefeated with a bunch of quitters. Oh well.
we talked about the AFC East and the NFC least. We rated some beers. We talked about the fights. We talked about Slave House. We didn't talk about my TV shows, but we'll get to that because that works out because I'm going to be honest, my TV shows are kind of wild and I got to watch them again to even kind of break it down because there was some wild shit going on that got my head spinning. I was like, yo, what am I watching, yo? But shit is nice. So with that being said, yo, let's go ahead and get out of here.
Thanks for the continued support.
Thank you. Yeah, please. Hey, and if you're digging the show, I mean, I see a few of y'all listening. Share us.
It helps to share us because we're starting from literally zero, scratch.
Like what helps with Off the Mats is that having guests promote that they're going to be on, so that picks up listeners. Here it's just us two, so we don't have guests to promote it. So for sure, if you're digging what you hear, let your peoples know.
Share it, please,
because
also,
at the end of the day, sharing is caring, bitch.
Happy birthday, Jen. Yesterday was her actual birthday.
Well, so this is coming out on Tuesday. So a few days. And we said happy birthday last episode.
But we'll say it again.
Like, don't be redundant. like, I mean, now it's too early for a birthday because it's a year from now.
Happy birthday, Jen.
You fucking dick.
But I mean, it's our first and only guest. But yeah, one day we might be looking for a producer. You got skills to be a producer?
Not like a real producer. We just need you to man the computer. You know what's good about this episode? The joint didn't stop at all during the recording.
So we don't need a producer.
No, we still need somebody to look shit up for us and get us drinks.
Beers.
Like serve a purpose.
By the way, let's just real quick. We did drink a leftover of our number one beer, the Tropical Truth, and we all agreed. It was probably number one.
Delicious. It was.
It
was nice and cold, and it was really good.
It reaffirmed it.
I might get a 6-pack of it next week.
Yeah. So Tropical Truth, 8.7%.
Hey, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get a 6-pack of it for the UFC card, 266, by a friend. She just messaged me because I let her watch the fights on my my ESPN account, and she was like, "Look, I'll pay for a year's subscription for your ESPN account." I was like, "No, don't do that, dude. Just like it's fine. It's being paid for anyway. I'm gonna watch the fights regardless. You can piggyback off my fights. Like, she sends me rash guards, she sends me T-shirts. She takes care of me. So it's like, look, just watch the fights. Probably not fair dollar value wise, but it's not about that. It's about like, look, you're watching the fights, I'm watching the fights. Do it." So I told her like, look, the next card. No, I sent her the card for the November card. Yo, that card I think has 7 fights on the main card. Shit looks ridiculous. And I text her, I was like, yo, nothing's gonna stop me from watching this motherfucker. And she was like, yo, I'm going to 266 on the 25th. Nothing stopped me from going to that. And I was like, yo, my nipples just got hard for you. Yo, send videos.
Yeah, a lot of stuff comes. So we got football, not the following Thursday of next week. The 5th starts football.
Mm-hmm.
We've done our little previews. We'll probably give a little prediction, just a wild prediction, who we got in the championship games and then the Super Bowl. And because things have changed since we did our thing.
I guess.
Ravens are missing their starting running back. Garden Minshew's on the Eagles now.
I think the Ravens are still winning that division. No, the Browns. I'm sorry. The Ravens are still making the playoffs. That division's
that's the hardest.
I think the Browns are winning it, but I think the Ravens are still making the playoffs. You know how they do when they make the playoffs, just barely.
I think
they win Super Bowls. But yeah, we'll get into that. We'll get into that more down the line. But otherwise, again,
we're done with the football, by the way. So if you don't like the football, we have less football coming up.
No, I mean, we're going to still talk about football because,
Oh, yeah, but
I mean, it's football season. And just understand we're not a football podcast because, I mean, you know, we're just guys. We're talking shit. And most times, like Steve had a bunch of notes. I didn't take a single note during this preview time.
my notes are off the top of my head, so we might have missed some things for sure.
I turned the iPad on and just pulled up the schedules. That's all I contributed.
Schedules we didn't take into account as much as we should have.
I did.
And yeah, I mean, when you read some of the schedules, it's like,
Yeah, you look at those schedules like, holy shit.
like I said, I would not be surprised if the NFC least division winner does have a losing record.
I think
Unless
as long
Dak's
as
there.
yeah, as long as Dallas stays intact, I think they win that
I hate
division
Dallas, but
pretty
they're the more
handily
talented team.
for sure.
And maybe Fitzpatrick. I like Fitzpatrick. He is on friggin' his like 200th team, so I don't know about him.
Yeah, that dude stays going to different teams. like
the only
where
thing.
does he even have a house at?
Like, I don't know when's the last time he lasted a whole season, so it makes me think
As a starter?
Taylor Heineke is going to be the starter eventually.
That's
Which
terrifying.
He looked good.
Sure.
It's just he also
Sure.
always gets hurt. And
Okay.
then we have what's the other guy from Carolina?
Don't know.
Doesn't matter.
Ryan Leaf looked good once too.
No, he didn't. Not in the NFL.
No, you're right. Never in the NFL did he ever
He
look
seems
good.
like a great
No, he
interview,
doesn't.
though.
No, he doesn't.
He's told
he
some
doesn't.
funny stories. I saw him recently talking about how he went on one of those recruiting trips, and he's pretty sure The Rock was on that recruiting trip, and it was his first time drinking alcohol.
I just kind of feel like I wouldn't want to talk to Ryan Leaf. Oddly enough, though, I would talk to Maurice Claret, even though he went to Ohio State. I want to hear what that guy has to say, because he was one of the first players to try to apply for the draft as a sophomore after his sophomore season, and they're like, "Nope, shut that shit
Yeah,
down."
it's weird. And it's weird. It's just getting younger and younger. Eventually, we're going to have like a
Well, the
middle school.
NFL, they say you have to be out of high school for X amount of years.
Yeah.
So
And it's weird that that's a rule, because like, I feel like if you're 18, you should be able to go.
yes and no.
I mean,
Yeah,
if
if
team
you
wants to take you,
if you think you can go in there at 18, and you know the issue being though, unlike the NBA, you go in the NFL at 18,
it's less
you're not
successful.
even
Yeah.
remotely close to fully developed. You're gonna get fucking murdered, ruin your career. So it's like, and I get it, you know that do what you want. You're
Well,
an
now
adult.
they approved a lot of the college rules where they can start getting money off.
Yeah, that's
some of
wild
this
too.
stuff.
I was talking to someone about that. That shit is kind of wild, because it's like some of the places that are giving people money. It's like, are you serious?
Yeah, I don't understand the rules yet. I just know
It's
they
like,
can
you
get
know,
stuff.
a marina down the road in Alabama is giving some kid like, you know, $1 million, and it's like, really? Like, that's wild. Y'all wild for that, but I guess because it's Alabama. All right, let's get the fuck out of here. So yeah, again, y'all listen to the show. Thank you. We do appreciate you, and share it. Let your mom know. Let your dad know.
Your mom will like it.
Yeah, they'll love it.
Your dad will love it.
Grandparents love us.
Oh, hell, grandparents do love it.
Actually, I've told my grandma about the podcast. She just laughed at me.
She loved it.
She was more interested in off the mats just because it sounded like it's like, oh, this does something. It's like, but what does that other one do? How do you pronounce that? Like, God, Grandma, don't disrespect me. I will smack the shit out of you right now.
We get grandma straight out Colompton shirt.
I would. And she would wear it though. Grandma's super supportive. She'd wear it. Actually, if any of my off the mats listeners or guests come around here, get at me. I owe y'all a shirt if you're a guest. I'm sending shirts to guests, except for Steve.
That's fine.
Like, you'll get a shirt. You'll get a shirt when you do your next episode.
He gave me Bud Light Platinum. That was pretty good taste.
It's pretty fucking good. It's 6%.
Again, that was also colder than that night.
Yeah, it's fucking delicious.
I think that one got a more fair score. Miller Lite got the revisit.
All right, man. We said we were exiting fucking the last 10 minutes. All right.
Longest outro ever.
All right, man. Thanks for listening. If y'all got any questions, concerns, y'all want to be on the show, you know where to find us. Thor.Bentley, BJJ.Wiki, and also Colompton Social Club. This is all on Instagram, also on Facebook. What are you doing with the TikTok? You doing anything with that? Do some shit. We got a TikTok. We got a Twitch. I can't say shit because I ain't doing shit with the Twitch.
Madden started, but it's got a lot of glitches. I don't.
I'm not even talking about playing video games on Twitch, dude. You can still just do video streaming. Period.
You can? I thought
Yes.
it was for video games only.
So it started as video game. No, my friend Joe and his wife, they stream workouts on there, and they get fucking paid. So, I mean,
I will be willing to stream though if someone wants to play me in Madden. But right now, Madden has so many glitches that I don't even think it's possible to play online right now.
either way.
I like it, but it's fucked up.
But yeah, either way, y'all know where to find us. And if you know somebody that wants to sit here and man the computer for us while we're recording,
And hand us drinks.
yeah, and hand us drinks and look up stats, we appreciate that too. Yeah, just contact us. Just understand if you do this, you're not really gonna have any input or words for the show. If you try to talk, we will
shout you out.
I
but,
won't.
You
If
might
you
get a question or two.
If you try to talk during the show, I will berate you.
You'll probably get fired.
I'll probably throw
of
something
our
at you.
non-paying job.
Yeah, well, for sure you're not
And
getting
you're
paid.
not getting references.
Bitch, we don't get paid, so you're not getting paid. Oh, but I do have a T-shirt sponsor for Off the Mask. I think is going to try to hook us up here too. Armbar Attic. So go check them out on Instagram. They send me shirts. Otherwise, bye, bitches.